Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. We are back yet again commentating Game 5 between the Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild. With a win tonight for the Avalanche, they will advance to the Western Conference Finals. A win tonight for the Wild, and they will force a Game 6 on Friday night. How's it going, everyone? Good to see you all in the chat. Todd's here. What's up? Travis is here. Thank you, brother, for the $2 dono. We haven't even started yet. You guys have been awesome with the donos already. Thank you so much, Travis. Sharky's here. What's up? I think 5 goals tonight, Sharky. That's what I'm predicting. 5 goals here tonight. We got Davies here. What's up? JP is here. Yeah, we got some world stuff coming out tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Good to see you all here in the wonderful commentary. So how did we get here? The first 2 games of this series, the Avalanche won in Denver, scoring a combined amount of 14 goals during those 2 games. In Game 5, the Wild would finally beat Wedgwood. They would come in there, they would score 5 goals on them, get him pulled, and they ended up winning Game 3 5-1. Then in Game 4, what felt like also a must-win game for Minnesota, the Avalanche bounced back in a pretty close game up till the third, scoring 3 in the third period to get the win for the Avalanche 5-2. And now they head back to Colorado here tonight, looking to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Hey, Jane, what's up? Thank you, Jane, for the $2 dono. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your continued support here on the channel over these Stanley Cup playoffs. All right, so what do we think? Do we think that the Avalanche are going to get this done tonight? Or do we think the Wild are going to force a Game 6 on Friday? What do we think? Drop your predictions in the comment section down below. National anthems are currently going on. Starting goaltenders, I'm pretty sure are the same. I believe it's Scott Wedgwood versus, or not Scott Wedgwood, Mackenzie Blackwood versus Jesper Wallstedt. The goalies stay the same if I am correct. All right, national anthem getting on here in just a moment. Game 1 was a track meet. Yeah, a lot of goals scored in Game 1, that's for sure. Both teams advertised how much offense they could have. It was just a goal-scoring contest at that point. Love you too, Travis. All right, national anthem currently going on right now. So, yeah, starting goalies, it is Mackenzie Blackwood versus Jesper Wallstedt. So, again, Colorado rolling with their same guy that they had in Game 4. That was a good decision by Bednar to swap over to him. This might be the best game of the series. I sure hope so. I hope so, man. I want a good game tonight. Seeing the Avalanche. Going to be another high-scoring game. Okay. What's crazy is that the Avalanche have 15 different goal scorers in this series. A lot of them came in Game 1, of course, but that's nuts. You're getting offense from everywhere. Be a good idea for the Avs to close this out. Yeah, I don't know. Game 6 back in Minnesota could be interesting. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. Hopefully it happens. No Game 6 overnight in 5. Avs will sleep tomorrow morning. Okay. Not that hopeful in the Wild, to be honest. Yeah, 3-1 down. It's not going to be easy. But the playoffs are never easy. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're 10 subs away from 6,800. We'd love to hit that here tonight. All right, anthem is almost done, folks. Avs win 6-3. Okay. Crazy goal by Thompson last night. Yeah, that was something. Luckiest bounce of all time. Maybe. Alrighty, the national anthem has concluded here in Colorado, and the stage is set for game number 5 of this 7-round series. The Colorado Avalanche have a chance to advance to round 2 here tonight. The question is, will they? Of course. Starting goaltenders here on both sides. We'll start off on Colorado's side. They made the change and brought in Mackenzie Blackwood midway through Game 3. He stuck in the net for Game 4 and got them the win, posting a .912 save percentage, he'll look to move them on to round 3 here tonight as well. On the other side is Jesper Wallstedt, who has been Minnesota's goalie for nearly every single game, and he gets the nod here tonight. He's had a great playoffs here. It's his first time facing elimination in his young playoff career. The hardest game to win is always game number 4. And these two teams had to experience that. The Avalanche taking down the LA Kings in a sweep, while the Minnesota Wild defeated the Dallas Stars in 6 games in that first round series. The 4th game is the hardest one to win, so I'm expecting a really close game here. I still think there's going to be 5 goals scored tonight. That's my prediction. 5 total goals here in the game tonight. Ice crew currently cleaning up some snow that is on the ice here really quick. Got a little bit of a break in between here, but we're ready to get started. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. It is Game 5 of Round 2 between the Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild. Ice crew gets off the ice. Boys and gals do great work, especially there on Ball Arena with that broken glass that occurred in the first round. That was interesting. Alrighty, we are ready to get started. Game 5 of Minnesota-Colorado, and we are underway. Face-off is won by the Wild. Faber will chip it off the boards. He'll dump it down low into the Avalanche zone. Blackwood, out of his net, will clear it off the boards then. Matt Boldy battling for on the right side then. Alongside, I believe that is Kulak. Minnesota gets it free. They'll be the first ones to pressure. Quinn Hughes up top, trying to circle up on Waugh. He gets around him, fires it on. Sid Blackwood's in the crease, and poke checked away. Faber gets it back. He'll dump it behind the net. Another chance is denied as well. Boldy in the corner. Minnesota buzzing in front. They score! Marcus Johansson opens it up. And within 30 seconds, the Wild have taken a 1-0 lead. That is absolutely huge. On, I believe, the second shot of the game, Marcus Johansson at 19:27, I believe, makes it a 1-0 lead for Minnesota. His 4th of the postseason from Boldy and Quinn Hughes. And again, that's the kind of start you want if you're Minnesota. They have taken a 1-0 lead. 20th career postseason goal for Marcus Johansson. Face-off here at center is won back by the Avalanche. Wild steal it right back. Kaprizov will dump it down low into the Avalanche zone. On the right side, then Harman trying to get it free. Here's McKinnon with speed. He'll get around the D. Pass over is blocked. He should have just taken that. Wild will intercept it. Kaprizov through center tries to chip it off the boards. He'll dump it down low into the Colorado zone. Puck will slide back to center. Natchez, he's got some room. Drops it back to Landeskog. Gabe Landeskog up top. McKinnon denied by Wallstedt. Oh, we got a game here, folks. Good save by Jesper Wallstedt. 18:49 to go in the opening period. Shots now 3-1. Marcus Johansson. And again, it comes from Quinn Hughes, who set up that play altogether. That is exactly why you traded for him back in December. Bogosian wins the draw in the Minnesota zone. He'll dump it down low to the Avalanche end. That will be an icing. That's a great start for Minnesota. And again, the 4th game is the hardest to win. The Avalanche facing some adversity here. Minnesota did open the scoring in Game 4. They struggled to get shots on following that. Got to have more than, I think they had like 19 shots. You got to have more than that in this game. Jared Spurgeon will backhand it down low into the Colorado zone. Manson off the boards, cross-ice pass. Here's Kiviranta with speed. He'll backhand it down low then to the Minnesota zone. Spurgeon fighting with Kelly. What's up, Brian? How we doing? Puck still in the Minnesota zone. Nick Foligno trying to clear. His brother will grab it down low, gives it up for Spurgeon. Tied up down low by Parker Kelly. He scored the game-winning goal in Game 4. I almost said round 4. Minnesota will come back and regroup in their own zone. Jeff Petrie. Back over then for Trenton. Petrie, a 7th round draft pick, or trade acquisition for a 7th round pick. Here's Burns. Off the boards in the Colorado zone, it's Nichushkin who will circle back around and regroup in the Avalanche end. Cleared all the way back to center. Kadri trying to play it ahead. You're right about that, Travis. It's a 60-minute game. A good start for Minnesota, but still got about 57 minutes of actual game time to be played, so it's not over yet. Avalanche get it back. It's Landeskog to Kadri. And he's offsides. So I do have some bad news. We will sadly not be live tomorrow for Game 5 of Montreal and Buffalo. We will be live for Game 6 of Anaheim, Vegas, but I have something before that I cannot stream Montreal, Buffalo, but alas, we will be live for Game 6 of Anaheim, Vegas. So I apologize for that. We're going to be live for Game 6 of Montreal, Buffalo, though. Neutral zone face-off here. It'll be McCarron taking the draw against Brock Nelson. Who will win? I think the Avalanche are going to close it out tonight. But knowing me being wrong at everything I predict, it's probably going to be Minnesota. Face-off here is won back by the Avalanche. Josh Manson will dump it down low into the Minnesota zone. Faber behind the net then for the Wild. Chipped off the boards. Johansson trying to clear this puck. Getting it back then. Thrown up top for Taze. He can't hold it into the zone. Devon Taze, right side then. Here's Colton into the zone. Shoots it. That one's blocked. It's less than a what? On Wallstead, he makes the save. And gets the cover. $17:04 to go now in the opening period. I gotta sharpen this pencil. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. Face-off coming up in the Minnesota ends. One back by the Avalanche. Here's McKinnon up top. Fires it. That's in the crease. And the rebound there goes wide on Landeskog. Minnesota gets it back. It's Ryan Hartman to center. Into the zone. Kaprizov. Poke checked away. And the Wild are forced back into their own zone. Spurgeon. Ahead then for Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes will come back and regroup in the Wild zone. Spurgeon will dump it off the boards, trying to get it to center. Stolen back then by Taze. Taze ahead then for Natchez. Natchez will loop it back around. Backhands it down low then for Makar. Cale Makar on the right side. Kaprizov gets it back to center. He'll bank it off the boards and stolen away then by Landeskog. Landeskog cross-ice pass to Natchez. Intercepted then by the Wild. On the right side, Faber up top to McCarron, who will backhand it down low into the Colorado zone. He's knocked down to the ground. Avalanche will take it back. They'll move it through center. Nichushkin with speed. He breaks it in. Up top, Manson a shot. And that one is blocked. Hughes tried to stretch pass. Boldy. Puck will slide down low into the Avalanche zone. Big hit there by a Con. Playing in his second career playoff game on Boldy. Wild recover the puck. Faber. Down low for Boldy. Matt Boldy up top to Faber, who will dump it down low then behind the net. Johansson to McCarron. And that one goes out of play. Shots are 4-3 here in favor of Colorado. That was a good start for Minnesota, but you really need to counter that. You can't let the Avalanche respond. Don't take your foot off the gas. Thank you, JB. It was like 70 here in PA today. Face-off in the Avalanche zone. Not bad. Tarasenko, a shot on there is blocked. Burns off the boards then for Trennan. Trennan on the right side to Tarasenko. Trennan a shot. That one goes wide there at Blackwood. Up top then, Brock Faber. In the corner to Trennan. Grabbed back then by the Avalanche. Cleared up top. You're off a shot. And that one goes wide. Here's Nelson. Big hit by Trennan down low in the corner. Puck is forced back to center. Wild will take it back. About 5 minutes gone here in this opening period. Marcus Johansson with the opening goal. Quinn Hughes off the boards and back into the Avalanche end. Mackenzie Blackwood will play it out of his own net, then ahead for Parker Kelly. Kelly, cross-ice pass to Taze. Taze up top to McKinnon. McKinnon will circle back around on the right side. Fires it on and gloved by Wallstead. Shots are 5-3 here in favor of the Avalanche. Av starts responding. That's trouble. Yep. That is correct. For the Wild, you can't take your foot off the gas. They did that. They scored the opening goal, and then the Avalanche just took over the game. They were lucky it was a tied hockey game heading into the third. Face off here in the Minnesota zone. One back by the Wild. Middleton will chip it off the boards to center. Wild get it back with speed. It's Sturm. Right side then for Nick Foligno. Cleared back down low then behind the net. Wild trying to get it back. Up top, Spurgeon. Cross-ice pass then to Middleton. Will poke check it down low. Foligno. Behind the net then for Sturm. Nico Sturm. Back over then down low Foligno. The fourth line out there working it for Minnesota. Tying it up there is McKinnon trying to play it to center. Cleared all the way back to Natchez. Drop back to McKinnon. The Nate Dogg will dump it into the Minnesota zone. Wild steal it right back. It's Middleton who banks it off the boards then for Foligno back into the Colorado zone. Devon Tays plays it off the boards then for Nichushkin. Valerie Nichushkin into the zone. Pass back to Kadri. Shut on. Pass over. Goes wide. O'Connor had a good chance. Kulak up top. Manson a shot. Big save there by Wallstead. Wild get it back. They'll try and clear to center. They'll do so successfully. Kaprizov throws it back to Zuccarello. Here's Quinn Hughes, who will move it through center. He'll dump it down low into the Avalanche end. Shots are 5-3 in favor of Colorado. Cleared off the boards and back into the Wild zone. Wallstead will give it back then for Faber. Right side Kaprizov. Ahead for Hartman, who moves it through center. Kaprizov breaks it into the zone. Gets around the defense. Pass up top is broken up there by Brock Nelson. He will skate it behind the net. Then stolen back by Hartman. Backhand pass to Zuccarello was blocked. And now getting it back is Nelson. Will feed it to center. Nick Waugh will gain the line. He'll chip it down low into the Wild zone. He gets around Petrie. Now battling for it alongside Hunt. Hunt will backhand it off the boards to center. Stolen back by Colton. Colton down low then for Waugh. Hit off that puck by Hunt. Petrie gets it back. Wild will take it the other way. With speed, Johansson dumps it down low. Boldy coming in with speed. Backhand on. Saved by Blackwood. Johansson to Boldy. Pass is blocked. Devon Tays will force it back to center. And it's a scramble forward here. McCarron will get it back and try and dump it down low. He recovers and is offsides anyways. And we will step aside. 7.5 minutes through period number 1. Marcus Johansson opens up the scoring in the first. It's a 1-0 lead for Minnesota. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. We are 8 subs away from 6,800. Thank you all for your continued support here on the commentary streams over the last couple of weeks. It's greatly appreciated. If there is a Game 6 to this series, and again, I know I'm planning way too ahead, we will be live for it, as well as Game 7. It's a good old Wednesday. We're over halfway through the week. Had my second exam today. That was a rough time. Don't want to talk about that. That was not good. I do not think I did well in that one. What happened to the Ducks last night? Yeah, they tied the game. So they tied the game at 2. The game went to overtime, and then Pavel Dorofeev won the game in OT for Vegas. And now it's a 3-2 series lead. Anaheim probably should have won that game. Carter Hart played out of his mind. But Anaheim is known for a really high shot team as well. So, you know, Carter Hart has been, like, absolutely incredible in that series. The only bad game that I would say Hart had was Game 4. The rest of the games, he's been killing it. Can't believe Bedsy and Schaefer are in the men's hockey tournament. Yeah, it does suck. I would love to have commentated them, but sadly it wasn't meant to be. What's up, Frey Puppy? All right, back here in Colorado, Marcus Johansson opened up the scoring for Minnesota. The Wild are putting on the pressure here a good little bit. Shots are 5-4. When would Game 6 or 7 be? Game 6 will be on Friday. Game 7 will be on Sunday. Well, first we got to get through Game 5, so. Face-off coming up now in the Colorado zone. It's Landeskog versus McCarron. Face-off is won back by the Avalanche. Devon Tays down low, then the McCarr. Chipped off the boards. Wild steal it back. It's Boldy who carries it in. Matt Boldy on the right side. Shoots it into the chest of Blackwood, and he'll make the save. The Wild want to win this one. You got to get a lot of shots. Shoot from basically anywhere if you can. Just get shots on Blackwood. That's what you want. Schools and exams are overrated. You're right about that. But face-off here won by the Avalanche. Cale Makar ahead then for Tays. Broken up at the line by the Wild. You're off into the zone. Tried to shoot it on. It was blocked. On the right side, McKinnon gets it back then for Colorado. He'll try and backhand it to center. Wild keep it in. Tarasenko shoots it. And that one goes wide. Natchez trying to clear. Faber attempting to backhand it down low. Puck is forced to center, but the Wild regain control. Quinn Hughes in the Minnesota end. He'll look for options. Cleared off the boards. It'll go back into the Avalanche end. Brett Kulak now behind the net. Kulak off the boards then. Natchez will backhand it to center. Wild will dump it back down low yet again. Blackwood gives it up then for Drury. Mackenzie Blackwood dumps it into the zone. Wallstead makes the save, and he'll cover up at 11-19. There's Nathan McKinnon. Took a puck in the face the other night. You can see some of the remains of that back on Monday. You knew he was going to be back in the game, though. You just knew. Face-off in the Minnesota end is won back by the Avalanche. Brett Kulak will take it back down low and dump it into the Minnesota end. Middleton off the boards up top. Then the Burns a shot. And that one goes wide there of Wallstead. Minnesota trying to backhand it to center. Into the zone with speed is Kaprizov. He'll take it around. Wraparound chance there is blocked. Wild recover. Kaprizov up top to Middleton. And that one is blocked there by Kivi Ranta. Hartman gets around Burns. Ryan Hartman down low. Banks it off the boards then for Zuccarello. Up top, Petrie. Fires one on. It's blocked. Rebounds there. Denied by Blackwood. As redirecting that puck was Zuccarello. He's being held to the ground by Burns. And now some more pushing and shoving ensues. Whatever the right word is. .38 to go in the opening period. Nearly halfway through. Minnesota off to the early 1-0 lead. It's exactly what you want. You want Minnesota to be that team to get out there and get the pressure on. But you got to keep up that same consistency and urgency. You're down 3-1 in this series. Do not take your foot off the gas. And especially the Avalanche are not a team you want to just take the foot off the gas with. Face-off here in the Avalanche end. It's won back by Colorado. Devon Tays behind the Avalanche net will look for options. Shots are even at 6 apiece. Tays will move it through center. Chipped off the boards and back into the Minnesota zone. Brock Nelson behind the Avalanche net. Nelson, puck goes up in the air. Back down low then. Boldy battling forward with Colton. Matt Boldy on the right side. Stolen back then by Quinn Hughes. Intercepted. Waugh trying to throw a pass down low. Waugh. Down low then for Colton, who will dump it off the boards then to Tays. Tays behind the net then to Nelson. Nelson trying to backhand it down low. Johansson forces it to center. Hughes has knocked off that puck. Nelson will get it back and dumps it down low into the Minnesota zone. Wild will clear it to center. Boldy to Foligno. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it, brother. Here's Josh Manson. Off the boards. Hunt will backhand it down low. Nico Sturm chips it down low behind the net. Racing for it then with speed is Akon. He's knocked off that puck. Getting it back then is Kadri. Nazem Kadri will backhand this one to center. It's picked back up then by Nichushkin. He'll throw it up top then to Kiviranta. Manson, poke checked away by Hunt. Hunt will dump it off the boards then for Sturm. Cleared back around behind the net then for Damon Hunt. Hunt to Foligno. Wild kind of regrouping in their own zone here. Petrie backhands it off the boards to center. It's a 3-on-2. Sturm into the zone. Nico Sturm. Pass down low. Big save by Blackwood. It's in! Nick Foligno tucks it through the 5-hole of Blackwood. Oh boy. It's 2-0 Wild. 8:57 to go here in the opening period. Nick Foligno with a nice pass from Nico Sturm. I originally thought that Blackwood had it, but Nico Sturm with a nice pass in front to Foligno, his first of the postseason. Oh, right through the 5-hole, yeah. Oh boy, 2 goals on 7 shots for Minnesota. The Wild have a 2-0 lead. Off the boards, Middleton. Chip back into the Colorado zone. Brent Burns clears it off the board. Spurgeon a shot. That one deflects wide. It was in the crease. McKinnon gets it back then for the Avs. Wild are up 2-0 here, 12 minutes into the game. Middleton battling forward in the corner with McKinnon. Natchez gets it back for the Avalanche. Cross ice pass to McKinnon. Up top, Burns a shot. That one's blocked. Landeskog a chance. That one's denied as well. Kaprizov trying to clear. McKinnon keeps it in. Fires it. Saved by Wallstead. And the rebound is covered up. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully everything's going well in Winnipeg. Marcus Johansson and Nick Foligno. It is a 2-0 lead for the Minnesota Wild here in this opening period. Desperation hockey from the Wild, yep. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. We have 190 people in here. Good to see you all in the chat. Hit that like button down below. We're currently at 52 likes. Subscribe down below if you're new as well. We are 6 subs away from 6,800. Ideally, I'd love to get to 7,000 by the beginning of June. Need 200 more before the end of the month. I think we can do it. All right, give me a second, guys. Gotta sharpen my pencil really quick. Using my pencil to keep track of the viewer high here in the stream. Gotta sharpen this super quickly. There we go. All right. There we go. That's all done. How's everyone doing on this fine Wednesday? Would I be a commentator as a profession if getting the opportunity? Yeah, I want to do it in the future when I'm older. Currently in college, trying to get that degree. But if I got offered a job right now, I would take it. I mean, it depends on where it is and what it is, but I would definitely take it. I kind of wanted a PWHL team to come to Philadelphia. I know I probably wouldn't get the commentator job, but I would apply for something in that for the PWHL team. Definitely use mechanical pencil to write a lot of things down. That's fair. I like the regular pencils though. It's just kind of a personal preference for me. Foligno. Face off here in the Wild zones, won by the Avalanche. Landeskog back down low in the corner. Avalanche cleared up top. Tays a shot. Saved there by Wallstead. Down low, a penalty coming up against the Avalanche. Here's Brock Faber. Off the boards then for Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes will regroup at center. Off the boards, Kaprizov. Cross ice pass then for Boldy. Boldy to Johansson through his legs. Pass down low. Faber was there, but just couldn't get the pass on directly. Kaprizov to Faber up top. Faber to Kaprizov. At the point, Quinn Hughes. Hughes on the right side, then drops it down low for Johansson. Cross ice pass. Kaprizov! And now into the crease. They score! Michael McCarron off the delayed penalty call. It's 3-0 Wild. Oh my goodness. Michael McCarron. I'm pretty sure got the credit for that from Kaprizov and Boldy. Oh no. 12 and a half minutes here into Game 5. And that one deflected off of his glove and into the back of the net. Oh, man. It was off the post, off his hand, and into the back of the net. Michael McCarron, that is 3 goals on 9 shots. I wonder if Bednar decides to do something here. We'll see if something comes of this, if they decide to pull Blackwood. Referees are going to take a look at this, actually. I think this should count. I think they're checking to see if this is like a kicking motion slash a him hitting it with his hand into the back of the net. I don't know if you can really classify it as that, but the Wild need a break, so we'll see if this goal comes back because of that. It went off the post, off his hand, and into the back of the net. Or off his glove, I guess you could say. Avs will be packing suitcases and heading north tomorrow. This right here's the call. All right, they're checking to see if it was batted into the net with the hand and intentionally. I don't know. I think what you're trying to do there is you're trying to hit it off your stick, but it does go off his hand. This might come back. This goal may be coming back. And yeah, if you're Colorado, you're really hoping this comes back, because a 3-0 lead here at this point, I don't know. Hopefully I'm doing a good job at explaining it. It goes off the post. He makes a motion to move his hand kind of like this, and it bounces off his hand and into the back of the net. I know that's a horrible explanation. The referees are done. Here's the call. They have taken the goal back. It is a no goal. So although this is not a goal, Minnesota is going to get a power play off of this. And that is a massive, massive break for the Avalanche. Because if that goal counted, I don't know. So the Avalanche catch a massive break. But the Wild will head to the power play here regardless. It is Gabe Landeskog who got called down low in the Minnesota zone for hooking. And now Minnesota will head to the man advantage. See what transpires from here. Yes, Makar is playing tonight. Face-off won here by the Wild. Quinn Hughes to Boldy. Hughes up top, comes into the zone. Right side looks for options. At the point, Zuccarello a shot, that one goes wide. You saw in the game last night for Montreal and Buffalo, Canadians used the momentum off of the no-goal call to tie the game not long after, so we'll see. Here's Boldy. Into the zone, gets around the Colorado defense. Ryan Hartman off the boards, then the Kaprizov. Kaprizov for Hartman. Down low below the goal line is Boldy. Boldy up top. Quinn Hughes. Backhand pass to Zuccarello. Zuccarello to Boldy. Boldy put in front. Big save by Blackwood. And the puck is clear back up top. Wild keep it in. Kaprizov at the point. Here's Kaprizov, a shot that was denied there by Blackwood. Will cover up. Hey, Mitchell Land with the 10. Thank you, Mitchell. Coverage and commentary has been awesome. Thank you, Mitchell Land. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the 10. If the Wild get it back on the power play, Avs switch tendies. Yeah, you got to do something. Shots are 8-8. Or I guess 9-8 now, right? Maybe? I don't know. Is there any game officiating as bad as the NHL? I would say the NBA is pretty bad officiating. Face-off here, won back by Colorado. Devon Tays will dump it down low into the Minnesota zone. Jesper Wallstedt plays it back then for Brock Faber. Yeah, Eriksson Ek is still out. He did not travel with the team to Colorado. Johansson through center. He'll get around the defense, takes it behind the net then. On the right side, Spurgeon. Up top, shut on! Big save by Blackwood, oh man. Wilder putting on the pressure. .6:04 remaining in the period. About 30 seconds left on the power play. And I mean, yeah, like honestly, you do not want to give Minnesota another goal here if you're the Avalanche. Face-off coming up again here now in the Colorado zone. Johansson versus Drury. Spurgeon battling forward alongside Tays. There as well as Yurov. Yurov trying to get this puck loose. Off the boards then, Parker Kelly will dump it all the way around. It goes out of play, but it was deflected, so no penalty. The faceoff will stay in the Avalanche end, though. Wild are 0-5 when facing elimination. It's worth noting. Here's McCarron versus Drury. Face-off one back by the Wild. Faber, pass over! And a big shot there from Spurgeon goes wide. Here's Tays. Battling for it then. Johansson gets it back for the Wild on the right side then. Backhanded down low. Marcus Johansson. To Tarasenko. On the right side, Faber. Penalty is over. Good kill by the Avalanche. Still got some work to do though. Brock Faber will dump it down low. About 5.5 minutes to go here in this opening period. Shots are 11-8 in favor of the Wild. Down low in the corner, Boldy. Up top to Faber. Faber down low then for Boldy. Boldy battling for it then with Brett Kulak in the corner. Grabbed back by Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov fires one on. It's blocked. Ryan Hartman at the point will chip it down low to the corner then. Kaprizov stolen back by Makar. Landeskog gets it as well. Here come the Avalanche. Landeskog will dump it down low. It goes into the glove of Wallstedt, and he will cover up. Less than 5 minutes to go here in this opening period. The Wild double their lead. It's a 2-0 score here in a do-or-die Game 5. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks again, Mitchell, for the 10. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Your guys' support has been phenomenal. Do I think the goal should have counted? Yeah. No, it shouldn't have counted. Sorry. He did hit it in with his hand. I don't think it was intentional, but regardless of whether or not it was intentional or not, it's still him batting it in with his hand. It's undeniable. All right. Waterley's getting more shots on goal tonight. Yep. Yeah, you definitely want to get more offense for sure. Again, it felt like in Game 4 they scored the first goal and then they just stopped. And the Avalanche just took over there for that long stretch of time. So. Three subs away from 6,800. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. If it bounces off the goalie's hand, is it a goal? Yes. Do I think it was a goal? I mean, I don't think so. McCarron, it went out the post, off his glove, and into the back of the net. He does make a motion, whereas it looks like he's batting it in with his hand. But I think I know what he's trying to do there. He's trying to hit it with his stick into the net instead of his hand, but it bounced off his hand. Whether or not it's intentional, the evidence is undeniable. It still went off his hand. So, yeah. Connor McDavid for Jason Robertson and Sagan. Make it happen. Face-off won by the Wild. Jared Spurgeon, the Boldy. Austin Matthews for Travis Konechny. Let's do it. Here's Johansson, a shot. Saved there by Blackwood. On the right side, Avalanche get it back. It's Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon into the zone. Waits. Fires it. That one's blocked there by Spurgeon. Spurgeon off the boards then. Taves battling for it. Wild will try and dump it to center. They'll get it there. Avalanche will come back and regroup in their own end. Marty Natchez gets around the D. McKinnon will dump it down low. Here's Wallstead. Clears it off the boards to center. Boldy drops it back. It's a 2-on-3 the other way. Sturm into the zone. Shoots it. Saved by Wedgwood. Rebounds there. Pass over. They score! Nick Foligno again. He's got 2. And it's 3-0 Wild. And yes, I know I said Wedgwood, my bad. Nick Foligno, who had 0 postseason goals heading into tonight. The Wild respond back, and he has 2. And it's 3-0. Oh, this might be challenged for offsides. This might be challenged for offsides. That looked close. I need to see the replay, though. They may challenge this for offsides. I don't know. They do not. I guess it wasn't enough for them to challenge it. So Nick Foligno with 2 goals here in the opening period. The Wild have a 3-0 lead here in this opening frame. Oh, brother. Wild get it back. Your Avalanche get it back. Colton brings it into the zone. Right side, then Akon will dump it down low. In the corner, Foligno battling for it. Over then for Danila Yurov, who dumps it to center. Manson. Backhanded over then for Akon. Akon to Wah. Wah back to Manson. Josh Manson regroups in the Avalanche end. Cleared off the boards then for Wah. Back over then for Kulak. He'll dump it down low into the Wild zone. Yurov fighting with Drury up top. Kulak right side. Burns a shot. Deflected and gloved by Wedgwood. 3:13 to go. Here in the opening period, Nick Foligno with 2 goals. Nico Sturm with 2 assists. Matt Boldy with 2 assists. Mitch! $50 dono. Mitchell, oh my God. Mitchell, thank you so much. $50. You are on. Thank you, bro. Oh my Lord. Thank you, Mitch. You're the man. Thank you so much, dude. Oh my God. You are awesome. Thank you. What is that? What is that? What is 1284 plus 50 even? Thank you, Mitch. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Mitch. Oh my goodness, you are a legend, dude. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Here's Brent Burns over then for Parker Kelly. Colorado will backhand it down low to the Minnesota zone. Middleton to Spurgeon. Cleared back down low into the Avalanche end. Blackwood off the boards to Burns. Kiviranta. Down low in the corner then, Spurgeon. Right side for Vladimir Tarasenko, who will backhand this one to center. Here's Devon Tays. Off the boards then, Landeskog to McKinnon. And a whistle blown dead for an offsides. Thank you so much, Mitch. You are unreal, man. Thank you so much. You know, again, I always say it, the donations, they're never expected, but they really are appreciated. To be honest with you, I do this for fun. And I do this for you guys to have a way to watch the game and a way for me to practice my commentary skills. Never in a million years did I think I'd be making as much money as I am off of your guys' generosity. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much, Mitch. And to everybody else who dominates, who donates, whether it's, David or John or Sharky or all you guys, thank you all so much for your donos. That means the world to me. Thank you so much. And again, that pays for some of the things we do here, the TV subscriptions to stream the games, the hockey cards and such that we unbox. Thank you all so much for all that. It all comes from you. Here's Landeskog, shot saved there by Wallstead. Kirill Kaprizov off the boards then to Makar. Makar up top, shot there, saved by Wallstead. Faber takes it back. Wild will dump it all the way back into the Colorado zone. Brett Kulak gets it back then for the Avs. Through center, McCarron. Back to Johansson. Middleton off the boards to McCarron. He will dump that one down low into the Avalanche end. Manson back for the Avs. Kulak battling for them with Johansson. Kadri off the boards to Nichushkin. It's a one-on-one. Nichushkin tried to get around the D. Kadri knocked off that puck. Battling for now in the Minnesota zone, approaching the final minute of play. Here in the opening period, Stern poke checks it down low. He'll fight for it then with Manson. On the right side, Val Nichushkin. Back to Kulak. Kulak ahead then to center. Nichushkin to Kadri. Nazem Kadri into the zone. He's knocked off there by Damon Hunt. Here's Hunt back in the Minnesota zone. Shots are 13-10 in favor of Minnesota. Puck's cleared in there on Blackwood. Getting it back then is Foligno. Nick Foligno, who has 2 goals tonight. He's on hat-trick watch. Here come the Avalanche through center. Wah. Ahead then for Colton. On the right side, Nelson trying to dump it down low. Wild take it back. Trying to dump it to center. Colton shoots it. That one's blocked. Wild get it back on the right side. Nick Foligno will backhand it around behind the net then to Petrie. Nelson gets it back for the Avs. Up top, Cale Makar. Makar with 10, fires it. Save in front, rebounds there, and denied by Wedgwood. Here's Wah up top, Makar! And we're out of time. Hey, Sharky, with the $20 dono. Thank you, Sharky. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you all so much. Anyway, I'll say my spiel again in a moment. 3-0 lead for Minnesota here after 20 minutes of play. Shots are 13-11 in favor of the Wild. Goals were scored by Marcus Johansson and 2 from Nick Foligno, making it a 3-0 lead for the Wild here in a do-or-die Game 5 after 20 minutes of play. It's not over yet, though. Still got 40 minutes left to play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you gotta do. And we'll be back for period number 2 momentarily. This is the countdown to the 3rd. Thank you all for 6,800. Thank you all for the donos. Yeah, I mean, again, Sharky, you said it. I was taking a look and looking at the things that I need to do to get the access to stream the World Championships. It's going to cost me about $120 to get the subscriptions that I need. It really sucks that it's costing that much money, but again, I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. And again, like, throughout the entire season, not just in the playoffs this year, you guys have been so generous to me with your donations and coming in here and viewing the streams. Like, I could never justify paying $120 for a tournament that isn't the Olympics or the World Juniors, and you guys are making that possible. So thank you all so much for that. I really appreciate it. You all are absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to keep on putting in the work for you guys. Yeah, thank you, Mitch. You're phenomenal, man. Thank you for that. That was really kind. Yeah, this is a game on crack right now, that's for sure. All right. Got some stuff to do. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. It's a 3-0 lead for Minnesota here after 20 minutes of play. And yeah, this is a much better first period than what they played in Game 4. That's for sure. And again, obviously, you know, like, they didn't play bad in the first period of Game 4, but this is a much bigger upgrade. If you're the Wild, you do not take your foot off the gas at all. Do not take your foot off the gas whatsoever. You keep putting the pressure on. And not only that, you keep playing a solid defensive game. Don't give McKinnon room. Don't give Natchez room. Don't give those guys room at all. Yeah, it's 3-0 Wild. I've seen many different teams come back from down 3-0 in a game. It's happened many different times before. So it's not over yet. We got 40 minutes left to play. For the Avalanche, I'm trying to think of the goals. The Johansson one could have been a better defense, leaving him there right open in front. I'm trying to think about the Foligno goals. I think they were both off the rush, if I remember correctly. I'm watching the replay of the one here. Yeah, that was just the first one was just a poor defensive play by Brent Burns. Looking at it on the side of me here. And then the third one, looking at it here again, it was Taze and a con. Sturm carries it in. It was a rebound play. Nice little backdoor pass. Yeah, you got to have that guy covered. Poor defense by the Avalanche in that opening period, but I'm sure they'll recover. This is a good defensive-minded team. I think they'll play better here. The goals are not on Blackwood either. The goals are not on Mackenzie Blackwood, I don't think. But I do wonder if maybe they still try and pull him. Sometimes you see that happen. That's why the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win. Yep. All right, going to make a clip of the Johansson goal. That's the first one I'm going to do today. And again, thank you all for 6,800. You guys are phenomenal. All right. What's up, Douglas? How we doing? All right. Do some updated work here on the make a commentary clip, update the all-time stat sheet. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. Got about 250 people in here at one point in that opening period. It's great to see. Thank you all for the support on yesterday's games. The streams are getting better and better as we keep on doing them. And again, there's nothing really different about that tonight. What's up, John? How we doing? What was the best draft class in NHL history? 2015. What is this hat? It is a 2024 Stadium Series hat. I've been wearing this hat the entire playoffs. I kind of call it my lucky hat. I'm not going to lie. During the regular season, I'll wear a couple different hats every now and then, but shots 13-11. I wonder if heading into the second period, they make a change in net. Mackenzie Blackwood, 3 goals allowed on 13 shots. I wouldn't say all of them are his fault, but that's a .769. That's brutal. We'll see if we see a goalie change. Sometimes you have to make adjustments. And, you know, again, these goalies have been bouncing back and forth all series. So. But, yeah, game's not over yet, guys. Don't get it twisted. Game is not done yet. Checked away. Faber. Another chance. Minnesota pausing in front. They score. Minnesota pausing in front. They score. Marcus Johansson opens. Summer plans. I got a couple of vacations, but more or less just a lot of working. Absolutely huge. Kind of just working more or less. But we'll be live a couple of times during the summer to discuss everything that's going on in the off season, and we'll have videos every single day during the off season too. That's not going to start. Imagine 8-0 Wild win. Oh, I don't know. Thank you, Davey. Yeah, doing the Johansson goal. Thank you, Cadence. I appreciate it. Faber and Hughes really looking like real difference makers here already in this series. Absolutely. So tomorrow, we will sadly not be live for Buffalo and Montreal. What has worked for me? I work at a roller rink. That's my other job, and then I'm going to get another job too soon. But that won't stop the content from coming out. All right. I was saying something and I forgot. Really like that hat. Do you know where you can find it? I would just look up Stadium Series 2024 Stadium Series hat, and you'll probably find it there. Just look up 2024 Stadium Series hat. Hey, what's up, Christine? How are you? Minnesota has to continue. Yeah, you can't take your foot off the gas if you're the Wild, and I agree. You cannot take your foot off the gas if you're Minnesota. Good to hear, Christine. All right. Time for the thing that will affect my mood. Are the Phillies winning? They lost. Awesome. Great. Great. Let me guess. Painter didn't have that bad of a game, actually. Tanner Banks sold. Everybody went 0 for 4, except for Crawford, Sosa, and Bohm. No freaking way, bro. Snack for the next period, some popcorn. Nice. I got no food today, sadly. No food today from me. Hope Minnesota's gas pedal malfunctions. Hey, Blackwood. I think a couple of those goals were just poor defensive plays. I think Brent Burns had a really bad play on the one goal. So lost to your Red Sox. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. It'd be greatly appreciated. Literally open the game and see 1-0. Yeah, they scored like 26 seconds in. It's not over yet. Yep. It is definitely not over yet. Okay, we don't have to. No, I'm just messing with you. It's just a joke. It's all good. It's all good. Who pitched for y'all today? Because I didn't watch the game. Gray, okay. All right. Chapman was in there. Of course, he struck out everyone. Yeah, tomorrow's Luzardo versus Suarez. That should be fun. I love Suarez. I got nothing but the utmost respect for Suarez. Did I finish that water already? No way I did. What the hell? How did I do that? Would love to see the Avs in Vegas lose. Crazy because even though that goal didn't count, it's still 3-0. Yep. You're right about that. And if it did, 4-0. If that puck was even slightly lower and if that puck hit his stick, it'd be a 4-0 game right now. Want to see Vegas and Montreal lose. Hate both teams, but I hate Montreal more. Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Anaheim. Not that I don't like Vegas, but I want to see the Ducks move on. I really think Anaheim, Minnesota would be a great Cup final. All right, I should update the all-time stat sheet. Still got about 5 minutes to go till the second period begins. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. It is greatly appreciated. Multi-point games from 3 Minnesota players already here tonight. Feel bad for people who bet on the best team. Yeah. Really, Slickneck? Wow. They love their French. That's for sure. All right, second period coming up here in just a moment. Trying to plug in my my computer here, but there's all my wires down here are tangled up. No idea how this even happens. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, sorry about that, guys. Because I'm a diehard Bruins fan. Hate Montreal. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Will Minnesota let up and start playing more D? They should do a little bit of both. They shouldn't let up, but they should also still be playing. Should be mindful and playing structured defense. And I think they will. All right. They're not playing good defense, Mr. Goat. They're They're just not playing good defensively. Got to be better. They're giving the Avalanche, or they're giving the Wild plenty of room. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Minnesota Wild and the Colorado Avalanche. First period recap. Goals were scored by Marcus Johansson and 2 goals from Nick Foligno. And we have a goaltender change here in Colorado. Mackenzie Blackwood is out. Scott Wedgwood is in. Mackenzie Blackwood has been pulled from this game after allowing 3 goals on 13 shots. And Wedgwood is in the game now for Colorado. Second period is underway here from Minnesota. Matt Boldy will move this one through center. Into the zone, drops it back to Johansson. Shut on there, goes just wide. It'll slide it on Wedgwood and played away then by Colorado. Boldy battling for it then. Quinn Hughes up top to Johansson. Johansson to Faber. Back on the right side then, trying to get that puck down low as Wah. Up top to Quinn Hughes. Hughes will backhand it down low, stolen back then by the Avalanche. Here they come with speed. It's Nelson into the zone. Shoots it, and that one goes wide. Grab back down low in the Minnesota zone now is Brock Faber. Is Makar playing injured? Possibly. Devon Tays to Makar. Right side then for Natchez. Cross ice pass to Tays. Avalanche will chip it down low into the Minnesota end. Tays battling for it then. Kaprizov will slide a puck to center. McKinnon gets it back then for the Avs. Landeskog carries it into the zone, trying to get around the D. Up top, Makar down low to McKinnon. And a shot there goes off of Wallstead. And back down low behind the net then. Kaprizov battling for it alongside Natchez. Right side, McKinnon gets it back. Landeskog fires it up in the air. It goes back down low behind the net. Kaprizov battling for it then with Natchez. It's a 4-man battle for it now as the puck is under Kaprizov. Natchez will get it back then for Colorado. Marty Natchez. Cross ice pass then to McKinnon. The Nate Dogg will handle it then for the Avalanche up top. Shoots it. Saved by Wallstead. And he'll cover up. First shot of the period there for Colorado. Now they're starting to rack up the opportunities. Shots now 14-13. And Scott Wedgwood is in the game here for the Avalanche. And yeah, I'm not surprised the Avalanche are making a push. But they also make the switch. Blackwood allowed 3 goals on 13 shots. You got to make adjustments, and that's in that case. I don't think it was his fault, though, that he allowed those goals. It was certainly not Blackwood's fault. But regardless of that, he has to pay the price for it. Sometimes you have to make a swap to light a fire under your team's ass. And it seems like that's what the decision was, to pull Blackwood from this game. What's up, Doug Finn? I'm doing good. I think it was to make an adjustment, Travis. Kind of as I just said. Cleared out the boards then. Quinn Hughes gets it back for the Wild on the right side. Hughes at the point. Cross ice pass to Faber. Brock Faber up top to Quinn Hughes. A shot! And that one goes wide there at Wedgwood. Puck will slide back to center. Kadri fighting with Faber. Good defensive play by Brock Faber. Avalanche recover, though. Nichushkin into the zone. Comes in. Pass over. In the crease. Wallstead gets there before it gets on. Here's Hughes back to Faber. Avalanche are starting to have a much better period than they did in the first. Brent Burns off the boards to center. Kelly back ahead then for Trennan. Yakov Trennan into the zone. Shoots it into the chest of Scott Wedgwood. And there's the first save of the game for Wedgwood. Scott Wedgwood, if you're curious, 926 in 11 live commentary streams. He does well when I stream him. Thank you all for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Like the stream as well. Be greatly appreciated. Face off in the Avalanche end is won back by Colorado. Here's Brent Burns. A cross-ice pass then for Kelly. Kelly, a shot. That one goes wide. Puck will slide back up top. Brent Burns shoots it. Saved by Wallstead. Here's Damon Hunt. Trying to clear it off the boards. Drury keeps it in. Shot from Kelly. Goes out of play. Game's not over yet, Dennis. Game is not over yet. Avalanche are making a push. About 3 minutes here into the second period. Shots are even. Shots are 15-14 in favor of Colorado. They are not even. I don't know what even is. Even Steven. Face off in the Wild zone. One back by the Avalanche. Here's Taze up top to Makar. Makar on the right side then for Natchez. Natchez on the right side with McCarron. Cross-ice pass to Makar. Puck deflects back down low. Devon Taze to Makar. What's up, Jackson? Here's Makar. Holds the puck. Takes it behind the net, then looks. Trying to get a pass up top there to Natchez. Cleared back down low behind the net, then to Middleton. Jacob Middleton up top ahead for Boldy. The puck goes just wide of him. Wedgwood will get it back in the Avalanche zone and they'll recover. Nathan McKinnon flops a puck to center. Stolen back by Zuccarello. Kaprizov breaks it into the zone. McCarron, I have no idea what McCarron was doing on that play. He'll recover though and dumps it down low into the Avalanche end. Cale Makar looks like he's a little bit hurt out there on the ice. Avalanche will take it back. They'll move it to center. Here's McKinnon with speed. Shoots it into the chest of Jesper Wallstedt. Cale Makar looking a little bit roughed up. Was kind of holding his hand, leaning down a little bit as he was doing it. Think that the Wild will win? We'll see, bro. Cale Makar looking a little bit knocked up. Hopefully he's okay. Never wish for any injuries on anybody. I always say that. Face off in the Wild end. One back by the Avalanche. Burns a shot. What a block by Kaprizov. Burns recovers. He'll take it down low then behind the net. Brent Burns up top to Nelson. That one is blocked. And puck is forced back to center. Zuccarello will dump it down low to the Avalanche end. Here's Burns to center. Nick Waugh will dump it down low into the zone. On the right side, Avs get it back. It's Nelson. Brock Nelson chipped all the way back down the other way. Into the zone, Hartman battling for it alongside Manson. Try to get this one free here on the right side. Colton. Through center then for the Avalanche. Colton will dump it down low. It goes up and out of play. Shots are 16-14 in favor of the Avalanche. Face-off here is won by the Avalanche. Colorado will dump it down low into the Minnesota end. Yurov battling for that puck. Down low in the corner. Akan battling for it on the right side. Kadri behind the net then for the Avs. Kadri fighting with Spurgeon. Shot on there, goes wide. Taze down low to Kadri. Kadri behind the net then for Nichushkin. Up top to Taze. Taze to Nichushkin. Valerie Nichushkin gets around the D. Backhand in front. And a good chance there by O'Connor, goes wide. Kulak gets it back. Shot from up top. Deflects down low to the corner. Middleton. Off the boards to O'Connor, who tries to play at the center. Minnesota gets it back. Now Trennan will dump it down low into the Avalanche end. Avalanche need to start with one. Devon Tays off the boards to center. Faber ahead then for Foligno. Sturm gets it back for the Wild. Poke checked away, back to center. Here's Natchez. Into the zone, 1-on-2. He'll loop it back around. Backhand pass to McKinnon. Waits, fires it. That one goes wide. Wild get it back. They will dump it to center. Thank you, Jackson. I appreciate it, man. Here's Foligno. Into the zone, his brother Marcus, that is. Up top to Faber. Faber shoots it, and that one is blocked. Brent Burns ahead for Natchez. 2-on-1. Natchez pass down low is blocked by Faber. Nearly got McKinnon on 1-0. Minnesota will dump it back into the Avalanche end. It'll slide in there on Wedgwood. Josh Manson now will hold it behind the Colorado net. Manson to McCarr. McCarr will dump it down low into the Wild end. McCarron. Poke check there. Stolen back by the Avalanche. Right side. Drury shot. Denied there by Wallstead if that even got on. Wild trying to clear it to center. Petrie. Back to McCarron. Still slightly kept in the zone by the Avalanche. Kelly back down low. Broken up then by the Wild. They'll get it to center. Matt Boldy battling forward with Kiviranta. Grabbed back by Kelly. He'll dump it down low into the Minnesota zone. Wild steal it right back. They'll dump it to center. It's been a really back and forth kind of period so far. About 7.5 minutes gone. It's still 3-0 Wild. Ryan Hartman gains the line. He'll dump it down low. Kaprizov battling forward then with Manson. Kirill Kaprizov below the line. Trying to move it to center. Hartman. Forced back to center by the Avalanche. Nelson will chip it down low. It is kicked away there from Wallstead. Here's Zuccarello. Big hit as two Avalanche players collide. Spurgeon off the boards. What an interception there by Tays. Into the zone now is Waugh. Gets it back for the Avs. Up top. Shot on there is blocked yet again. Wild take it through center. It's a 3-on-3. Hartman will fire it in there on Wedgwood. And he makes the save. Gabe Landeskog gets it back there for the Avalanche. Turnover forced there by Trennan. Stolen back by the Avs. Devon Tays off the boards and back into the Minnesota zone. This will be an icing 11:39. Hey, Daredevil. Thank you so much for the $2 dono, Daredevil. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You guys have been super kind today with your donations. It's like $90 nearly in donations you guys have given to me. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. You guys have been so generous to me and so kind. We're 6 likes away from 100 likes. Hit that like button down below if you're new. It helps out the commentary. Brent Burns will dump it down low into the Wild zone. This will not be an icing this time. Or will be. Never mind. Never mind. It will be an icing. Game is not over yet, guys. The game is not over yet. Seeing a couple of Avalanche fans be a little bit doubtful. The shots are dead even. You know, like they're playing up to the Wild's level. 3-0 is a hard deficit to come back from, but the Avalanche have the tools to get it done. I've seen them do it before. But they haven't really been in this position in the playoffs this year, to be fair. Wild carry it through center. It's Tarasenko. Cross-ice pass over then. Battling forward is Yurov. Grabbed back by Nelson. Brock Nelson gains the line. He'll dump it down low into the Wild zone. Wallstead over then for Faber. Brock Faber in the Minnesota zone. Down low then for Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes chipped out to center. Kulak trying to dump it down low. Yurov gets it back. Ahead then, Cale Makar. Broken up then by Minnesota. Tarasenko will backhand it down low. Kulak battling for it then with Trennan. Boldy fighting with Makar. Boldy pass up top. Broken up there. Natchez gets it back then for the Avalanche. Here comes McKinnon. McKinnon through center. Backhand pass broken up then by the Wild. Here's Middleton. Thrown back to center. Stolen back again by Minnesota. Boldy pass down low is blocked. Here's Nichushkin. 3-on-3. Nichushkin back then for Drury. Pass over is broken up there. Boldy off the boards to center. Brent Burns gets it back then for the Avalanche. He'll backhand it into the Wild zone. Approaching the halfway mark of the period in the hockey game. And an icing at 10:02. We've been constantly just going on and on and on. Welcome back, Jackson. Still a 3-0 lead for Minnesota. Face-off won by Spurgeon. He'll dump it down low into the Avalanche end. Kaprizov steals it back, comes into the zone. He got knocked it off. It's shot on there, goes up, and out of play. And we finally have a stoppage. We'll step aside. 9:49 left in the second period. The Wild still have the 3-0 lead here in a do-or-die Game 5 for them. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Leave a like on the stream as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. We are now in the push to 6,900 subscribers. That's pretty nice. We're looking to hit that here pretty soon. So hit that subscribe button down below. Again, I really appreciate your guys' support. It means the world to me. We're going to keep on putting in the work. Tomorrow, we will sadly not be able to go live for Montreal and Buffalo Game 5. I have something going on before that I am unable to stream Game 5 of Sabres Habs. But we will be live for Game 6 of Anaheim Vegas. So stay tuned for that. But I apologize. I will not be live for Game 5 tomorrow. We'll talk more tomorrow, but tomorrow Friday, we are starting our World Championships coverage. First commentary is going to be the United States against, I believe, Switzerland. We'll have some content on that tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. How the Johansson clip doing? Not bad. Go check out our Toronto Maple Leafs off-season outlook. That was posted today. Got another one coming out tomorrow on the Seattle Kraken, so looking forward to that one. Yeah, going to really try and get more recognition out there to the World Championships. Really want to, because again, it's one of the tournaments that happens every single year. It's often a little bit forgotten about, but I'm hoping with me doing some coverage of it, it'll get more recognition. So, we'll see. Well, I appreciate that, Henrik. Face-off coming up here now in the Avalanche end. Face-off won by the Wild. Shot on there is blocked. Battling for it in the corner then. Landeskog alongside Quinn Hughes. Ahead then for Parker Kelly, who will gain the line and dump it down low. And a whistle blown dead here as the puck goes out of play, I believe. Face-off's going to come at center ice. Take a look at the goaltender stats. Jesper Wallstedt stopped all 16 shots tonight that have come his way so far from Colorado. And on the other side for the Avalanche, Mackenzie Blackwood was ran out of town. Had a .769. Only 10 saves on 13 shots. Wedgwood so far has faced 3 shots and has stopped all 3 of them, of course. Brock Faber battling for it down low in the corner, trying to get it free alongside Kelly. Puck is still tied up down low. Faber battling for it alongside Kelly, and I believe that's Drury. Still tied up in the corner. Finally won back by the Avs. Here's Burns up top. Fires it. He scores! From up top, I believe it was tipped in front by Parker Kelly. And the Avalanche have life. It's 3-1. You knew Colorado was going to respond the moment they came out surging here in this second period. Parker Kelly with a good little tip in front off the Brent Burns shot from up top. I believe he got that tip. Assist Burns and Kulak. It is a 3-1 hockey game. Starts on Friday, Douglas. Here's Nico Sturm battling for it then with Brock Nelson. Down low now in the Avalanche zone. Sturm gets it back from Minnesota. Quinn Hughes takes it around behind the net. Burns. Circles around up top. At the point, Faber. On the right side, Faber up top for Quinn Hughes. A shot! And that one goes up and out of play at 8:32. Parker Kelly with his second goal of the postseason, and that's 2 in 2 straight games. And the Avalanche have showed some life here in this second period. It's 3-1. Game is not over yet, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. Parker Kelly scored the game-winning goal in Game 4. All right. Shots are 5-3 in favor of the Avalanche in this period. Things are still staying relatively even. It's going to be a close finish. You ask yourself the question, though, will the Avalanche be able to come back from being down 3-0? And again, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not over yet. I mean, this Avalanche team has plenty of weapons. They're capable to come back from down 3-0. I've seen them do it numerous times. Need another goal. Let's do it while we'll see, Darlene. We shall see. All right. All right, back here in Colorado. After a tie-up down low in the corner, it was like a 6-man tie-up. Avalanche won it up top. Burns fired a shot on it. Was tipped by Kelly and past Wallstead. The Avalanche have life here in the second period. Still plenty of time. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be in the Colorado zone, I believe. It'll be Hartman versus McKinnon. Face-off won by the Avalanche. Devon Toews will dump it to center. Wild steal it back. It's Brock Faber. Cleared off the boards to center. Trying to bat that one down low into the Avalanche end. Behind the net then, Marty Necas. Gives it back for Makar. Cale Makar to Toews. Devon Toews. Cross-ice pass then for Landeskog. Gabe Landeskog. Drops it back for Makar. Cale Makar. For Toews, Avalanche cycling the puck in their own zone. They finally dump it down low. That'll be an icing. Unable to get there in time to evade the icing, and they did not have the red line. So, face-off will come back in the Minnesota zone. Or the Colorado zone, sorry. Parker Kelly, originally an Ottawa Senator for many years. Came to Colorado and under Jared Bednar's system has been incredibly effective. Had 20 goals this year. Pretty good year from a, generally speaking, a fourth line kind of guy. Face-off won by the Avalanche. Cale Makar banked off the boards to center. 2-on-2. McKinnon into the zone. Drops it back for Necas. Cross-ice pass is broken up then by Minnesota. Johansson carries it into the zone. Broken up then on the right side. Marty Necas will steal it back. He'll regroup back into the Avalanche end. Here's Necas to Makar. Cale Makar will dump it all the way back into the Wild zone. Faber banked off the boards back into the Avalanche end. Makar to Nichushkin. Nichushkin, the Kadri, who dumps it down low. You're off, battling forward alongside Nichushkin. Faber trying to get that one free as well. Nichushkin to Kadri. Up top, Burns a shot. And that one goes wide. Matt Boldy. Back to Johansson, who backhanded to center. Here's Burns. Ahead then for Nichushkin. Cross-ice pass. Kadri a shot. That one goes wide there of Wallstead. Up top to Burns. Fires it down low. It's tipped. And out of play. Yeah, the Avalanche, it definitely feels different here in Colorado. The crowd is back into it. 3-0 lead. Didn't look ideal. Got to take it one goal at a time if you're Colorado for sure. All right, face-off coming up here now in the Minnesota zone. Sturm will lose the draw up top. Cale Makar shoots it. That one's blocked. Taze is right there for the rebound. Fell down to the ground was Trenton. Avalanche recover. Makar up top. Shot on, goes wide. On the right side, Wild will chip it off the boards to center. Makar back for the Avalanche. Cleared into the zone now with it is Middleton. Middleton for Trenton. Makar, cross-ice pass. Taze comes in, shoots it. It's in the crease. Wallstead gets it. Good save by Wallstead there. Got his glove on that just in time. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We're now on the chase to 6,900 subscribers. Jesper Wallstead, 17 saves tonight on 18 shots. It's been a much lower shooting affair in this second period. Face off in the Wild end, one back by Minnesota. Cleared off the boards. Kaprizov trying to get it to center. Natchez down low then for McKinnon. The Nate Dogg with that puck. McKinnon at the point. Waits down low. Takes a shot. Big save by Wallstead. And the puck slides back to center. Taze was wide open there. Wallstead got across. Taze will dump it back down low. Then Wallstead clears it off the boards. Landeskog trying to keep that one in. Nathan McKinnon behind the net. McKinnon down low. Up top. Fires a shot on. Goes up in the air. Stays in play. Landeskog fighting with Johansson. McKinnon steals it back. Cross-ice pass. Poke checked. Back to center. 5.5 minutes to go in the second. Cale Makar through center. He'll dump it down low to the Wild end. Faber battling forward alongside Parker Kelly. Nelson to Natchez. Marty Natchez fighting with Kaprizov. Quinn Hughes gets it back down low. He'll backhand it around behind the net then. Avalanche won a penalty. Doesn't look like they're going to get one. Natchez up top to Nelson. Shot on is blocked and goes wide. Referees have put away the whistles here for this one. Here's Manson. Back to Kulak. Shot on there goes wide of Wallstead. Nelson. Backhands it down low behind the net then. Colton on the right side for O'Connor. O'Connor to Kulak. Pass in front. Oh, Nelson was right there and deflected just wide. Manson. Up top. Avalanche putting on the pressure. Josh Manson shoots it. It's blocked. Wild get it back. Nico Sturm will take it through center. He'll gain the line and dump it down low. Kulak. Ahead for Manson. Manson across ice pass to Nichushkin. Val Nichushkin dumps it off the boards. Ahead then Foligno. Back down low, Hunt. And a whistle blown dead at 4:13. I believe for an offsides. A little over 4 minutes left. Jesper Wallstead becoming the real difference maker here for the Wild. Minnesota still leads by 2 here in the second. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. We will be live tomorrow for Game 6 between the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. We will sadly not be live for Game 5 of Montreal Buffalo. I have something else going on before. If this series does end up going to a Game 6, we will be live for it, so stay tuned for that. Again, the World Championship commentaries also begin Friday at 12:20. It is the United States versus Switzerland. All right. Let's go Wild. What do we think? Do we think the Avalanche are going to come back, or is Minnesota going to hold on and get this win? A 3-0 comeback is difficult, but the Avalanche have done it before. They're already a third of the way there to tying, fourth of the way to coming back. Am I doing the World Juniors, or did that already happen? It already happened. The World Juniors is from December to the beginning of February. We'll be live for next year's, though. I believe next year's is in Edmonton, right? All right, back here in Colorado. Still, it's 3-1 lead here for Minnesota. Foligno battling forward with Burns. Down low in the corner on the right side. Danila Yurov gets it back. Puck will slide in there on Wedgwood. He'll play it back to the right side then for Waugh. Waugh to Kadri. Cross-ice pass through center is Kulak with speed. Nichushkin into the zone. Val Nichushkin up top to Burns' shot. And that one goes wide. Puck will stay in ever so slightly. Burns will clear it around behind the net. Kadri battling forward alongside Yurov. Waugh trying to get this one free now down low. Nazem Kadri trying to throw a pass up top. Foligno battling forward as well. Wild will force it to center. Avalanche will take it back and regroup. But it's been mostly Avalanche in this period. Here's Makar. Gets around the D. He's high-sticked. The Wild will dump it down the other way. And a whistle blown dead at 3:06. And I think we have a power play coming up. An incredibly crucial power play at that. It's Danila Yurov to the box for high sticking. The Colorado Avalanche are heading to the power play here late in the second. 3:06 remaining here in the second period. This is a big opportunity for the Avalanche. We'll see if they can convert on it. They'll have that top unit out there on the ice. The second penalty, all in all, in the entire game. Not a lot of penalties tonight. Face-off coming up in the Minnesota zone. It'll be McCarron versus Landeskog. Colorado's got Makar, Kadri, Landeskog, McKinnon, and Natchez. They were 1 for 11 on the power play in the first round. They're 5 for 12 here in the second round. They are adjusting the time a little bit here on the clock. That's why it's taking a little bit longer to do the face-off. All right, now we're ready to go. Face-off is won back by Minnesota. A big clear by Middleton to start. He'll dump it down low into the Avalanche end. Getting it back is Makar. Makar will drop it back for Natchez. Marty Natchez loops it around then for McKinnon. He dekes into the zone. The Nate Dogg tried to throw it back to Kadri. Shot on, saved by Wallstead, rebounds in the crease, and Wallstead covers. Tried to go short side there on Wallstead, but he was not fooled. Can I do rock, paper, scissors with you? All right, scissors. How's that even possible? You can just say that you got rock and win every time. Or whatever one that I have. Face off here, won by the Wild. They will poke check it to center. What an effort. I agree with you, Lucas. They definitely let off the gas a little bit. And you don't want to do that against the Avalanche. Natchez drops it back to McKinnon. Poke checked away back to center. Gabe Landeskog to Makar. Makar back to Natchez. A little over halfway through the power play. Broken up by Minnesota. They will dump it to center. Cale Makar gets it back for the Avs. Makar to Natchez. Marty Natchez with speed. Broken up there. McKinnon will take it back for the Avs into the zone. They're offsides at 2:01. Oh, I won. Let's go. Offsides against the Avalanche. Jesper Wallstedt up to 19 saves on the night. It's been a pretty respectable night from him so far. It's exactly what you want for your top goalie. Face-off won by Colorado. Cale Makar. Makar back to Natchez. Marty Natchez then to McKinnon. McKinnon into the zone on the right side, Landeskog. Natchez to Makar. Down low, Kadri. Nazem Kadri to Makar, a shot. That one goes wide. McKinnon. Down low then for Landeskog. Kadri. Right side, 25 seconds to go. Landeskog in the corner. Time winding down. Good read there by Boldy. Here's Nathan McKinnon up top. Cale Makar. Waits. Back down low then for Natchez. Marty Natchez to McKinnon on the right side. Shot down low. Saved by Wallstead. Wild will dump it off the boards. The power play is over. Approaching the final minute of play here in the second period. Cale Makar will hold it in the Avalanche end. What's up, Owen? Nichushkin banks it down low into the Minnesota zone. Damon Hunt battling for it alongside Wah. Hartman trying to get it back. Nichushkin will poke check it around the right side. Nelson trying to clear. Now 40 seconds to go in the second. Wah fighting with Spurgeon. I feel like the Wild are just trying to get out of this period. Down to 30. It's a 5-man battle for it in the corner. The Wild win it. Kaprizov carries it to center. They'll bank it down low into the Colorado zone. Now Burns fighting with Kaprizov. Down low, Hartman trying to throw a pass up top. Broken up on the right side. Zuccarello will back into behind the net then for Hartman. Kaprizov getting it back down low. 10 seconds to go in the period. Kaprizov battling for it then. Grabbed back by Wah. Wah will carry it to center. He'll dump it down low. That will do it for the second. End of 40 here in Colorado. The Wild still lead, but it's now only a 2-goal lead. Parker Kelly with the only goal. It was a deflection from a shot up top from Brent Burns. The Wild have been playing some solid defensive hockey, but the question is, will that last? That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 momentarily. This is the countdown till the 3rd. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. We are now less than 90 subs away from 6,900. I appreciate all your guys' support. All right. Solid second period there. I thought that was pretty well played. The Wild played solid. The Avalanche definitely put their foot on the gas some more. Minnesota's got to keep up their defensive play and keep putting on the pressure. They got 20 more minutes before they force a game 6. Don't give that Avalanche offense any room at all. If they do that, they should be okay. But we'll see. All right, that being said, guys, I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick. I will be right back.
When choosing the right gear to cut, trim, or mow your yard, Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right. Because gas or battery, your local Ace is the destination with the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Ego, Milwaukee, Craftsman, and Toro. And with free assembly and delivery, or ready for pickup in just 15 minutes. Conquering your outdoor projects has never been easier. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service.
Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. I used the bathroom really quick. This is more of a game than I thought. Good thing Hines called out the whole team the other night. Yeah, for sure. Shots in that period were 9-3. Wild had 13 shots in the first period. They only had 3 in the second. So it does seem like the Avalanche took things over quite a bit in that middle frame. Jesper Wallstedt with 20 saves on the net already. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We're going to be live tomorrow for only Game 6 of Anaheim-Vegas. Sadly, we will not be live for Game 5 of Montreal-Buffalo. I have something going on at 7 o'clock. But we will be live for Anaheim-Vegas, so stay tuned for that. What's up, Jersey Dolphins? How we doing? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're having a good day. So, we will be live for the World Championships. We're going to be live for 1 game per day. With the way the schedule is, I cannot be live for more than 1 game per day. It's annoying, but it is how it is. We're going to be live for essentially all of the United States and Canada games, starting off on Friday, 12:20 Eastern Time. United States versus Switzerland. Saturday, I believe, 10:20 Eastern Time. Great Britain versus the United States. Italy versus Canada. Sunday at 6:20. So some Olympic start time there. That's like the winner. That's like what we were for Milano Cortina. 6:20 start time. Great Britain versus the United States. And then we got a couple more throughout the rest of the week. So again, you have 3 World Championship commentaries coming up here in a moment. Coming this weekend, as well as commentaries for the NHL playoffs too. So, and if the Avalanche don't come back in this third period and the Wild force a Game 6, we will be live for that Game 6. Just so everybody knows. Feels like a loss for the Avalanche. Yeah, it's not looking that great, I'm not going to lie. But it's not over yet. It's definitely not over yet, so don't hang your heads. It ain't over yet. Just got here to the Foligno score. Terry, Nick Foligno has 2 of the goals tonight. Thought I was talking soccer. Oh, I meant I said the World Championships, like the Hockey World Championships. Not the World Cup. When does the World Cup start? Will there be overtime? I'm not sure. If the Avalanche come back, maybe, but I don't know. It does seem like Minnesota has this one in the bag, but again, it's not over yet. I agree, Sofa King. Yeah, Road Warrior. It's all scripted. Yeah, Terry. Nick Foligno with 2 of them. He's on hat trick watch. All right. Guys, got any questions? Anything you want to talk about? Drop them in the comment section down below. Don't really have that much to do today, so kind of chilling out a little bit. My phone is about to die. All right. I agree, Road Warrior. I agree. All right. Okay. All right. Got about 9 minutes to go till the start of period number 3. Stick around, folks. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. All right. Avs losing, yep. Please don't let her. Hey, I don't litter. See, Schaefer was picked as the Calder Trophy winner. Yeah, it was unanimous, too. A unanimous Calder Trophy win for Matthew Schaefer. There's going to be a video on that tomorrow. Didn't get to it today, sadly. Unanimous. Already made a video on him. All right. You know what they say about 2-goal leads? Yep. Game is not over yet. Avalanche can certainly come back. They've come back from deficits like this before. Kadri will be scoring soon. Just watch. We'll see, bro. We shall see. Got my pen that I'm playing with here. No lead is safe in hockey. Pretty much. Some leads are much more safe than others, but you're right. Thinking on who scores next? I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a really defensive period from Minnesota. The Avalanche are going to put it on, though. Sucks Ducks lost and Habs too. I like the Sabres winning so we get more games in that series. And it does suck the Ducks did lose, but hopefully they'll tie it up and force a game 7. We'll see. Even if they don't, it's still a really positive series from Anaheim. Really, it really is. So I think Anaheim should be happy with what they've been able to do this year. All right, everyone. Third period coming up in 5 minutes. Or sorry, yeah, pretty much 5 minutes. Drop your predictions in the comment section down below. Do you think the Wild are going to hold on and get the win, or will the Avalanche come back and win the game? Or will they force overtime? What do you think? Will the Avalanche come back, or will the Wild hold on to get the win here in Game 5 and force a Game 6 on Friday? Drop your prediction in the comment section. Minnesota shouldn't sit back and play defensive, stay physical, and get after it. Yes, I agree. They should be keeping up the pressure while also being mindful on defense. Avalanche will come back, okay? Yeah, got to do a little bit of both if you're Colorado, if you're Minnesota. Got to be mindful on the back end. The Avalanche are going to make a push, so think the Avalanche will shit on these Wild? Oh, boy. Tough choice. Say Wild barely take it. Okay, I think the Avs will score one more, and the Wild will hold on. I said 5 goals. Kind of on that trajectory right now. Being from Minnesota, don't feel good about this one. Don't get me wrong, I like being up 2 goals. Just feel the Avs momentum was picking up. You're right about that. The momentum was picking up for the Avalanche. So as long as the Wild play solid defense, they should be able to hold on. But we'll see. Natchez or Burns will have a costly turnover. Is that because they're former Hurricanes? Replaced by Porky Pig? Oh, God. Maybe even Drury? Alrighty, everyone. Let's get ready for the start of period number 3 between the Minnesota Wild and the Colorado Avalanche here from Ball Arena. Second period recap. The only goal that was scored in that middle frame came from Parker Kelly, who got the Avalanche on the board to make it a 3-1 hockey game here after 40 minutes of play. Taking a look at your stats through 40, shots are 21-16 in favor of Colorado. Faceoffs are 52% in favor of Minnesota. Block shots are 14-6 in favor of the Wild, and hits are 23-22 in favor of Minnesota as well. 20 minutes away from a potential Game 6. Or if the Avalanche come back, this series could be over tonight. We'll find out. Period number 3 is underway. McCarron battling for it down low in the Colorado zone. Boldy gets it back for the Wild. Only 3 shots in that period for Minnesota. They certainly need to pick up the urgency in the offense here in the third. Avalanche will clear to center. Stolen back then by Matt Boldy. Boldy, cross-ice pass to Johansson, who breaks it into the zone. Marcus Johansson battling for it alongside Taves, trying to get that one loose in the corner. Still a tie-up down low. Kaprizov fighting with Taves, trying to get that one loose down low in the corner. Shots now 21-17. It is a 6-man battle for it down low in the corner. Puck is still tied up against the boards. It's Johansson holding it there down low. Finally, a whistle blown dead at 18:58. Marcus Johansson just winding down the clock. Felt like they're in that sequence. Face-off coming up here now in the Colorado end. It's won back by the Wild. Behind the net then, Ryan Hartman getting it back. Battling for it alongside Makar. In the corner, Gabe Landeskog will dump it to center. 2-on-2, McKinnon for Natchez. Natchez to Landeskog, a shot, and he fired it wide. Behind the net then, Ryan Hartman battling for it there. It's stolen back by the Avalanche. McKinnon to Taves, right side Makar, over to McKinnon. It goes off his skates and back down low to the corner. Puck is cleared all the way back into the Avalanche end. Wedgwood will give it back then for Devon Taves. About 2 minutes gone. Puck is cleared back into the Minnesota zone. I saw that. Dalton Varsho, grand slam. Trennan fighting alongside Manson. Nichushkin will backhand it down low to the corner. Nick Waugh for the Avalanche. Behind the net then for Kadri. Pass in front. And Waugh was right there, but it was cleared away. Minnesota will move it through center. It's Tarasenko broken up there. Kadri getting it back then for the Avs. Minnesota forces a turnover. Shot from McCarron denied by Wedgwood. Yeah, it was a walk-off grand slam. Got to feel good to hit one of those. Shots 23-17 here in favor of the Avalanche. I do wonder if Cale Makar is playing hurt. Face-off in the Avalanche end is won back by Burns. Cleared back into the Minnesota zone. That's an icing at 17:35. Yes, sir, Douglas. Well, I need to wake up. This starting to look like the other night. Yeah. Still plenty of time for the Avs to come back. Why would I feel like need another insurance goal? If they make it a 4-1 game, I don't know if the Avalanche can come back from that at this stage. Face off here yet again as a tie-up. It's won back by the Wild. Damon Hunt will dump it down low into the corner. Drury getting it back for the Avalanche off the boards then. Kaprizov down low then for Boldy. Wraparound chance. Save there. Avalanche get it back. They'll move it through center. Kiviranta will bank it off the boards back into the Wild zone. Kaprizov for Matt Zuccarello, who backhands it down low. Battling for it on the right side. Colton trying to get it free. Wild trying to throw a pass up top. Manson up top. Boldy on the right side, then the Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov fighting with Drury. Avalanche get it back. It's Kiviranta now, who moves it through center off the boards. Colton cross-ice pass. Grabbed back to the right side by Nelson. Brock Nelson in the corner. Back for Kiviranta. Off the boards, up top, Makar. Back to Taze. Shoots it. That one is blocked. Down low in the corner now, Spurgeon battling for it alongside Colton. Trying to clear that one to center. Zuccarello chips it down low, broken up by the Avalanche. It's Makar to center. Colton tried to dump it down low. Wild intercepted. And a battle for it now at center. Minnesota will dump it down low into the Avalanche end. It slides in there on Wedgwood. He will cover up. Solid save there by Scott Wedgwood. A little bit back and forth here in this one for sure. It's been up and down the ice so far. Shots are 3-1 though in favor of Minnesota. They've already matched their shot total that they had in the second period. So that's positive there for Minnesota. Definitely needed to show some more urgency in this third for sure. They played solid defensively. Got to get some more offense on though. Off the face-off, Wedgwood makes the save. So we'll get another one. We'll be live tomorrow only for Game 6 of Anaheim-Vegas. We will sadly be missing Game 5 of Montreal-Buffalo. I apologize. Face-off in the Colorado zone. It's a tie-up. One back by Minnesota. Foligno battling for it then with Kulak. Off the boards, Gabe Landeskog ahead then for Makar. Makar's got speed. What a play by Faber. Brock Faber breaks him off that puck. Avalanche take it back, though. They'll regroup. Kulak for Landeskog, who will dump it down low. Wild steal it back. It's Hughes, who will dump it to center. Stolen back then by Colorado. Landeskog for the Nate Dog. Nathan McKinnon off the boards to Natchez. Natchez carries it into the zone. Trying to throw a cross-ice pass, broken up by Minnesota. And a good turnover there by the Avalanche before a 2-0 ensued. Here's Landeskog on the right side fighting with Hughes. Brock Faber gets it back in the Minnesota end. Kept in by the Avalanche. Kadri. Trying to move it to center. Shoots it. And that one goes wide there of Wallstead. Behind the net then, Quinn Hughes regains the puck. Battling for it with Waugh. Nick Waugh down low behind the net. He'll look for options. About 5 minutes gone in the third. The Wild still are holding on. Shot from Kulak. Goes wide. Sturm trying to chip it off the boards. Avalanche get it back. It's Kadri down low then for Waugh. Here's Nick Waugh. Back over then for Kadri. Kadri up top to Nichushkin. Nichushkin fires it into the chest of Wallstead. Hate when it does that. It'll just skip over a second. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Colorado starting to pick up where they left off in period number 2. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that like button down below. We're at 129 likes. Thank you all so much for your support. Hit that subscribe button as well. We're pushing 6,900 subscribers. Face off in the wild end, won by the Avalanche. Burns a shot, denied by Wallstead as well. Shots 24-19 now. Wild with more shots than they had in the second. Does seem like the Avs are picking right up where they left off, though. We'll see what happens. Face off again now in the Minnesota end. McCarron versus Drury. They'll blow the play dead due to a face-off violation. Coming in then is Parker Kelly. Face-off is won back by Minnesota. Cleared off the boards by the Wild. Back to center. Burns into the zone. They're offsides. They will try that again. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Avalanche end. Game 6 would be on Friday. Face-off won back by the Wild. Petrie then for Hunt. He'll dump it down low into the Avalanche end. Manson behind the net. Grab back to by Johansson. Behind the net to McCarron. Cleared off the boards. Ross Colton battling for it. Brent Burns gets it back for the Avalanche. Chipped off the boards. Boldy fires one on. It goes wide there of Wedgwood. Manson gets it back then for Colorado. He'll clear it to center. Nelson dumps it down low. Hunt will recover. Sprawling Avalanche player just fell into Wallstead. Hopefully he's okay. Whistle blown dead. As Nichushkin ran into Wallstead. And he is slow to get up. The net came off its hinges. Hopefully both Nichushkin and Wallstead are okay. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it, brother. Means a lot. Oh, yeah, Nichushkin kind of fell into him there. Wallstead looked like he was okay. .14:02, about 6 minutes gone in this third period. Still a 2-goal lead for Minnesota. Trying to force a game 6. Face-off won by the Wild. Faber carries it into the zone. Brock Faber. Cross-ice pass on the right side. Then Hartman off the boards to Kaprizov. Trying to fight for it there with Taze. Zuccarello up top. Faber a shot. And that one goes wide. Grab back then by the Avalanche. Hughes battling for them with Makar. Zuccarello. Behind the net then for Kirill Kaprizov. Kaprizov. Down low. Pass in front. Broken up there. Up top. Quinn Hughes steals it back. Quinn Hughes will dump it around behind the net then for Hartman. Ryan Hartman to Faber. Brock Faber dumps it around behind the net. Zuccarello back to Quinn Hughes. Waits. Takes it around down low. Quinn Hughes will circle it behind the net then. Try to get a shot on there. McKinnon steals it back for the Avalanche. Here come the Avs the other way. Landeskog will gain the line. He'll dump it down low into the Wild zone. Quinn Hughes gets it back. He'll force it down into the Avalanche end. Will this be an icing? It will not be. Or no, it will be. Never mind. I always get that wrong. Damn it. Still a 2-goal lead for the Avs. Or for the Wild, sorry. Man, I'm messing everything up today. Face-off coming up here now in the Minnesota zone. 7 minutes gone in the third on the dot. I'm sure for the Minnesota fans, it feels like the slowest period ever. Urov versus Kadri. Face-off won by the Wild. Trennan will try and clear to center. Kept in by Burns. A shot just wide of Wallstead. Wild will dump it down the other way. This will not be enough for an icing. Here's Brent Burns. Behind the net then for the Avalanche. Puck goes up and out of play at 12:41. And with that, we will step aside. 12:41 remaining here in the third period. 2-goal lead for Minnesota. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We are 80 subs away, basically, from 6,900. Looking to try to get to 7,000 subscribers by the beginning of June. That is my ideal goal. Thank you all so much for your support. Clock moving as slow as that last hour of work on your Friday. Damn right about that. You are correct on that, Road Warrior. Yep. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for the kind donations as well throughout the commentary earlier today. I really appreciate it. What's up, Victor? How we doing from Mauritania? Never heard of that place. Cool. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome fans from all 32 teams from anywhere in the world. Most regular season games without a Stanley Cup. Brent Burns is number 1 on that list. Looking to change that. But first they got to get through this second round series, trailing by 2 here in Game 5. Face-off in the Avalanche end is won by the Avalanche. Here's Val Nichushkin, who will dump it down low. Faber battling for it in the corner. Wild get it back on the right side. Stolen back by the Avs. Kadri into the zone. Up top, Nichushkin. Cross-ice pass to Manson. Tries to clear it down low. Wild will take it the other way. 4-on-3. Kaprizov will dump it down low. Wedgwood out of his net, will give it back then to Brett Kulak. Kulak off the board, stolen back then by Minnesota. Middleton intercepted by the Avs. Manson into the zone, trying to fire one on there, battling for it on the right side with Urov. Urov back to Tarasenko, clears it back to center. Devon Tays will regroup with it then for the Avalanche. Here's Marty Necas. Gets around the defense. Necas battling forward then with Middleton. Grabbed back by Urov off the boards. Tarasenko will clear it back over then for Trennan as it slides back into the Avalanche end. Gabe Landeskog gets it back for Colorado. The Avs will take it with speed. It's McKinnon. He'll get around the D. Fires it. That one goes wide. Cale Makar forced back to center. Devon Tays takes it back as well. Puck will go up and out of play. It was directly into the hand of a Avalanche fan. Wow, he got right up there to get that puck. And yeah, McKinnon just put on the wheels. No shots in these last couple minutes. We're even at 3 apiece. Face-off coming up here outside of the Wild zone. Drury versus Kaprizov. Face-off won by Colorado. Kiviranta right side, then Petrie will clear it off the boards and back into the Colorado end. Brett Kulak in the Avalanche zone. 11 minutes to go in the third. Here's Burns. He'll dump it down low to the Wild end. It'll go out of play. So that'll blow the play dead. Face-off will come out to the neutral zone. Thank you all for tuning in. How we doing on this fine Wednesday night? Feels like this week is just flying by. I don't know about you guys, but that's how it feels like to me. Face-off at center ice is won by the Avalanche. Poke checked away by Foligno. Colorado's controlled the play in the third, but they can't really get zone time. And when they do, they're not getting shots on. Puck will slide back into the Avalanche end, approaching the halfway mark of the third period. Grabbed back then by Brock Faber. Faber here now in the Minnesota zone. He'll gain the line, fires it, it goes up, and out of play again. Congratulations to Matthew Schaefer on winning the Calder Trophy. Talking about that here on the broadcast. Congratulations to Schaefer. Phenomenal player, one of my favorite rookies this year. I will say this, I had him winning the Calder, but I really like Beckett Seneca. Seneca looked awesome this year for Anaheim. Was one of my favorites. Demidov had a good year too. Dobish was impressive. Shot from Zuccarello was blocked there. Really good year for rookies. Here's Ryan Hartman. Battling forward with Taze. Down low in the corner then. Zuccarello fighting with Makar. Makar takes another hit there, and he's a little bit hurt there in the shoulder. Didn't look like that much. It might have re-aggravated something. Faber. Right side then. Kaprizov ahead then for Zuccarello. Big hit there by Kulak as Zuccarello was hit down low. I think the Wild wanted a penalty. They will not get one. Puck will slide back into the Colorado end. Devon Taze holds it back in the Avalanche end. Marty Natchez moves it with speed, gets around Boldy. Natchez into the zone. Right side, fanned on the puck. Another chance to deny the rebounds there. And just wide, Landeskog nearly made it a one-goal game. Johansson. Stolen back by McKinnon. A shot on there is blocked. Johansson down low in the corner then. Middleton back to Spurgeon. Here's Jacob Middleton who will dump it back into the Avalanche end. That'll be an icing. I think Cale Makar is playing injured. Whoever asked if Makar was playing injured, I think he is. Had a collision down low with Zuccarello. Didn't really look like much. He's off to the locker room. Yeah, I think Makar is playing a little bit hurt here. Yikes. Never wish for injuries. Hopefully Cale Makar is okay. You're always battling something in the playoffs, no matter who you are, essentially. Everybody's injured. Landeskog to Manson, a shot. That one is blocked. Johansson, right side to Middleton. Middleton tried to send Johansson on a breakaway. He couldn't get enough oomph on that puck. Avalanche will come back and regroup. Colorado down Cale Makar now. That's not the most ideal situation. Valeri Nichushkin through center. Into the zone, fires it. Saved there by Wallstead. Rebound cleared back down into the corner. Nichushkin fighting with Yurov. Nelson off the boards then to Tarasenko. Cleared off the boards. Nick Waugh battling for it on the right side. Wild trying to dump it down low. Quinn Hughes will take it back and regroup. 8.5 minutes to go in the third. Into the zone, Yurov. Pass over. What a block. It's in there for Trennan and broken up. He recovers though. Still battling for that puck. He'll backhand it down low. Avalanche recover. Colton. Stolen back by Minnesota. Foligno fighting for it alongside Nichushkin. Battling forward here in front of the Minnesota bench. Foligno into the zone. Marcus Foligno loops this puck around up top. Petrie will dump it around behind the net, then O'Connor. Clears it back all the way down low. Colton will beat the icing. Poke checks it around up top for Taze. He'll put it behind the net, then to Colton. Colton right side to Kaprizov. Kirill Kaprizov battling for it then. Cleared off the boards to center. Devon Taze gets it back then for the Avalanche. Kadri Fires it up in the air. Back down into the corner. Then O'Connor. Up top. Manson. Fires it around behind the net then. Ross Colton getting it back on the right side. He'll battle for it then with Kaprizov. Kaprizov forces it to center. Cross-ice pass to Zuccarello. Manson breaks it up. Zuccarello steals it back. Tried to dump it down low. Broken up by Manson off the boards. It's just been battling back and forth. A lot of neutral zone play. There hasn't really been a lot of shots in the last couple of minutes. The Wild are playing a really solid defensive game. They're not giving the Avs anything. On the right side, Burns battling for it with Spurgeon. McCarron gets it back then for Minnesota. About 6.5 minutes to go in the third. That time is winding down fast here for the Avs. Drury. Giving back then for Kulak. Brett Kulak for Brent Burns. He'll regroup with it. On the right side, Quinn Hughes battling for it. Stolen back by Boldy. Boldy fires it. Glove by Wedgwood. And we get a whistle at 6:17. That clock is moving fast. We will step aside. A 2-goal lead for Minnesota still. Heading into the latter stages of period number 3. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. It would mean a lot to me. We are 80 subs away on the dot from 6,900. Thank you all for your support here on the commentary tonight. It's greatly appreciated. All right. Way too slow for comfort. Should have started Wedgwood. Yeah. I didn't think Blackwood was bad in game 4. I don't think the goals were really on Blackwood either. They were just poor defensive breakdowns. I think he swapped to Wedgwood solely for the momentum shift. To let a fire under the other team's ass. If there is a game 6, it will be on Friday. I'm not complaining whatsoever. I do love me more hockey. You guys know I love to say that all the time. Wouldn't mind more hockey whatsoever. The way Minnesota can lean on their defense could be a momentum shift for the comeback. Yeah. All right, back here in Colorado, it's a 3-2 lead for Minnesota. Heading into the latter stages of regulation. The Wild are just 6.5 minutes away, more or less, from dragging these Avalanche back to Minnesota on Friday. Still got a lot of time left, though. Plenty of time to score 2 goals. Shots 25-20. Face-off one back by Minnesota. Faber, a shot. Goes up in the air. Back down low. Through center, Wah. Clears it back down low to the Minnesota end. Faber battling for it then with Nichushkin. Quinn Hughes is there as well. Wah gets it back then for the Avalanche. On the right side, Kadri. Up top then the Kulak. Brett Kulak. Back to Johansson, broken up. Puck will slide back into the Avalanche end. It will not be an icing. 5.5 minutes to go. We are approaching crunch time. Keep an eye out for Scott Wedgwood. The Avalanche will try to pull him if they get the chance. McKinnon, pass up top, broken up then by Minnesota. Kaprizov trying to move it through center. Taves gets it back then for the Avalanche. Here's Landeskog. Dropping it down low then for Devon Taves. Taves here in the Avalanche end. Through center for Kulak, who will dump it down low. Landeskog gets it back then for Colorado. Battling for it down low. Up top, Burns. A shot. That one goes wide. On the right side, Zuccarello trying to chip it to center. Natchez up top. Burns a shot. That one went wide. Brent Burns had plenty of room. Kaprizov will force the puck to center. Landeskog takes it back for the Avalanche. We are in crunch time. Devon Tays flips the puck to center. Trennan trying to poke check it down low. Colton gets it back then for the Avs. Cale Makar to the Nate Dog. Nathan McKinnon will dump it down low. Whistle blown dead at 4:31. Is this an icing? Or is it offsides? I couldn't tell. I think it might be offsides. Really good chance for Brent Burns. Oh, Burns fired it all off the pad of Wally. He got it right off the pad there on Wallstead. Good save by Jesper Wallstead. Face off in the Avalanche end, won by Minnesota. Quinn Hughes around behind the net then for Tarasenko. Up top for Faber, a shot. That one goes wide there. Avalanche trying to play it to center. Wild keep it in the zone. McKinnon to center. I'm not sure, Travis. Colton battling for on the right side with Faber. Minnesota gets it back. Yes, Cale Makar is back on the ice. He's definitely battling through something. It's good to see him back, though, for sure. Makar into the zone for Nelson. Up top to Kulak. Kulak to Manson. And that one is blocked. Wild will dump it down into the Colorado zone. This will be an icing at 3:42. I wonder if Jared Bednar is going to use his timeout here. You're down 3-1 in the hockey game. Or you got to at least pull Wedgwood. You got to think about it. And it looks like they are. They're going to use their timeout. And I think they are going to pull Wedgwood. So empty net for the Avalanche. Oh, no, they're not. They aren't. They're going to wait. They're going to wait. He pulled up his board, and I thought maybe, but no. Here's Wall on the right side up top, then Tays a shot. He scores from up top. I believe it was deflected by Jack Drury. And don't look now. It's a one-goal game. 3:33 left to go in regulation. Jack Drury with his second of the postseason. Assisted by Devon Tays and Nick Waugh, the Avalanche are crawling back. It's a one-goal game here in Game 5. Off of Wallstead and into the back of the net. That's got to suck for Jesper Wallstead. There's a lot of time left. This one's not over yet. Face-off coming up at center ice. The Avalanche have pushed it within one. Now a really interesting finish. Face-off one back by Minnesota. Waugh battling for it on the right side. Minnesota will clear it to center. Avalanche regroup on the right side. Brent Burns gets it back in the Colorado zone. Keep an eye out for Wedgwood. Wild are forcing him down low. Quinn Hughes off the boards then for Foligno, who will dump it down low. Wedgwood gives it back up then for Manson. Josh Manson with speed through center. Manson can't get the shot on. Fires it though, and it goes wide. On the right side, battling for it, Kelly. Down low to Manson. Manson dumps it around behind the net then. Makar fighting with McCarron. Michael McCarron off the boards to Middleton. 2:40 remaining. Faber will dump this one off the boards. Here come the Wild. It's Boldy into the zone. Gets around the D. Backhand on save by Wedgwood. McCarron down low now in the corner. Stolen back by Makar. Here come the Avs through center. Dumped into the zone by Natchez. He'll gain the line. Cross ice pass broken up. And a fumbling Landeskog. McCarron will dump this puck to center. Tays to McKinnon. Here's McKinnon coming in. Backhand. Denied by Wedgwood. Wild will steal it back. It's kept in by the Avs. Minnesota will steal it and dump it down into the Colorado zone. Now at the 2-minute mark here in regulation. Keep an eye out for Wedgwood. Landeskog fires it into the zone. There goes Wedgwood. 6 on 5. Here's McKinnon. Into the corner for Landeskog. Back over then to Kadri. Up top. Burns a shot. And that one deflects just wide. Here's Middleton. Trying to clear it off the boards. Foligno battling for it. Landeskog gets it back. Less than 2 minutes to go. Kadri to Burns. And he fires it wide again. Here's Natchez to McKinnon. Landeskog behind the net to Kadri. Kadri up top to Burns. Burns back to Natchez. Natchez to McKinnon. Right circle. Fires it. He scores! We are tied! It's the Nate Dog! A minute 23 to go in regulation. The Avalanche have come all the way back from down 3-0. His 7th of the postseason. Nathan McKinnon from Marty Natchez. We are tied at 3 apiece here in Game 5. And what a goal by the Nate Dog. Oh man, what a goal. Right there in the top corner. Two goals in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The Avalanche have come all the way back from down 3-0 here in Game 5. With about 80 seconds to go in regulation. Puck is dumped back into the Minnesota zone. This place is absolutely insane here in Colorado. Kaprizov gets it back for the Wild. Battling forward Drury in the corner. Kaprizov pass in front. Puck went up in the air. Back over then for Tays. Tays will dump it down the other way. Final minute of play here in regulation. Off the boards, Brock Nelson. Back to Kaprizov. Ahead then for Boldy. 50 seconds to go. He'll gain the line. Backhand pass for Johansson. It's blown dead for an offsides at 47 seconds. Oh, brother. Nathan McKinnon, that was phenomenal. "47 seconds to go here in regulation. We are tied at 2 apiece. You're right about that, J-Dub. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Face-off outside of the Avalanche zone, won by the Wild. Zuccarello fumbles the puck. Puck will slide back to center. Jared Spurgeon will dump it down low into the Avalanche end. Cale Makar battling for it then. Grabbed back by the Avs. They'll play it to center. Johansson. Down low then off the boards. Middleton to Zuccarello. Here's Johansson through center. Comes in. Loops it back around. He's tied up. Battling for it on the right side. Wild will keep it in the zone. Landeskog. Puck up to center. McKinnon could not get to it. Spurgeon fighting with McKinnon on the right side. 10 seconds left. Zuccarello will take it. He'll dump it to center. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime here in Game 5. The Colorado Avalanche have come all the way back from down 3-0. And have tied this hockey game at 3 apiece. Here after 60 minutes of play, we will head to overtime here after this quick break. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for overtime here in just a moment. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. We have 450 people in here. This place is going nuts. Oh, my Lord. This game has been excellent, just like every game in this series. Always a nail-biter. Damn right. How are we feeling? How are we feeling, everyone? What do we think? Comment your prediction in the comments. Will the Avalanche get the win in overtime, or will the Wild force a Game 6? What do we think? Drop your prediction in the comment section. I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick, guys. I'll be right back in just a moment. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. I used the bathroom really quick. Overtime coming up in just a moment. The Avalanche have come all the way back from down 3-0 and have tied this hockey game at 3 apiece here in the latter stages of period number 3. This place was going ballistic. Absolutely insane scenes here in Colorado. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Hit that like button on the commentary. If you enjoy the commentaries, hit that subscribe button down below as well. Quick recap of the game. Minnesota went off to a raging 3-0 lead in the opening period. Goals scored by Marcus Johansson. Nick Foligno had 2, and it was a 3-0 lead for Minnesota. Colorado makes the adjustment. They take out Blackwood. They bring in Scott Wedgwood, and they started getting to work. It took them a little bit, but Parker Kelly scored about 9 minutes into the second period to make it a 3-1 hockey game. That'll do it for the second. In the third period, Jack Drury scored relatively late at 16:27 to make it 3-2. And then, of course, Nathan MacKinnon does not miss this net. And it is a 3-3 hockey game after 40 minutes of play, after 60 minutes of play. Sudden death overtime coming up. That was absolutely nuts. Colorado is a lot of wood. Yeah. You're right on that. You are right on that. Oh, man. Avs got momentum. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe the Wild can pull off a miracle. But I don't know. Foligno with the hat-trick game winner. That'd be sick. Do we think Minnesota can come back? Definitely. It's tied at 3 apiece. Any team can win this overtime. Certainly seems like the Avalanche have the momentum, though, but we'll see. For the first time in this series as well, we're headed to overtime. And we've been pretty blessed with overtime games here the last little bit. We're getting another one here again tonight. We had one last night. Love it. Absolutely love it. That was a nice shot, too. Right there in the top corner of Wallsted's net. All right. Going to make a clip of that Nathan McKinnon goal uploaded to the channel. So again, got about 10 minutes to go till the start of the overtime frame. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. We had 450 people here at the peak of that. What an incredible game we got here tonight. Place the jerseys behind me with the leading team in the series during each game. Okay. What was Middleton doing? Let me see the replay. I wasn't even looking at Middleton. He was on the ice for both the goals. See the replay. They're still showing the jury goal. Colorado win? Maybe. What's up, C's Dad? How we doing? Yeah, overtime. Have any of my streams reached over 1,000 viewers? The Olympics had a couple. The Olympics had a couple streams that reached over 1,000 viewers. The average this year has been pretty much 100, more or less. In the playoffs, it's been more like 300, but during the regular season, it was 100. But I don't really look at that much. I do keep track of it, but I don't look at it that much, to be honest. Yeah, that was poor defensive play by Middleton. How many overtimes do we think? Do we think this is done in 1 or do we think this is done in 2? Is this going 5? That game's an OT too? Wow. Done in 1, turnover goal. Okay. There's only one plane leaving Colorado tonight. The Avs sleep in and move on in 5. Okay. And they'll probably take on either Vegas or Anaheim. We could know that series by tomorrow. If the Avalanche win tonight and Vegas wins tomorrow. If that happens, expect a series preview on Friday of that series. And I imagine that series would likely start on Sunday if that goes the way. If Colorado wins tonight and Vegas wins tomorrow, that series will probably start on Sunday. If I had the guess. That sucks, Goku. Stay up late, though. This is your team, bro. These Avs won it. That's for sure. Ducks versus Wild series. That would be fun. Honestly. Should have started Wedgwood. Yep. Well, they recovered. Scott Wedgwood's only faced like 5 shots. He hasn't faced that many shots. Take a look at the goaltender stats super quickly. My phone is really laggy for some reason. Jesper Wallstedt, 27 saves on 30 shots. He has a 900 on the dot. Scott Wedgwood, in relief, has 7 saves tonight. Is it possible for a tie? Yes, if it goes after this overtime, it will be a tie. Or if it gets, well, no, it's not possible for a draw. If we get through this overtime and it's tied, then yeah, but we'll just go to another overtime. Sorry, I did a brutal job explaining that. Blackwood, 769 in the game today. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear Wedgwood's going to be their guy. All right, we are almost at that time for overtime. Drop your prediction in the comment section down below. Then head to bed, Goku. Nobody's forcing you to stay up. We are coming up here on overtime. Drop your prediction in the comment section. Who is going to score the overtime winner? I'll drop my picks in the comment section. I'm going with Brock Nelson for Colorado, or I'm going to go with, who should I go with for Minnesota? I'm going to say Jared Spurgeon for Minnesota. All right. I think we're ready, folks. I think we're ready for that overtime. Drop your overtime pick in the comment section down below. We are ready to head back to Denver for the start of overtime. Third period recap. There were no goals scored. There was 2 goals scored. They came from Jack Drury and Nathan McKinnon, and we are tied after 60 minutes of play. Taking a look at your stats through 60, shots are 30-20 in favor of the Avalanche. Faceoffs are 51% in favor of Minnesota. Power plays, both teams are 0 for 1. Hits are 31-31. Block shots are 21-10 in favor of Minnesota. Nathan McKinnon tied the game for the Avalanche in the final 2 minutes. We may be 1 shot away from a Game 6. We may also be 1 shot away from the Avalanche, moving on to round 3. Overtime here in Game 5 between the Avalanche and the Wild, and we are underway. Face-off is a tie-up at center. It's won back by Minnesota. Quinn Hughes will carry it into the zone and regroup. Brock Faber will dump it off the boards into the Boldy with McCarron a shot. He fanned on the puck. Oh, he would have had a wide open net if he could have converted, but he wasn't able to. Valeri Nichushkin brings it back in the Avalanche end, over for Brent Burns. Here's Burns, ahead for Kadri. Off the boards, Nick Waugh, broken up by Faber. He'll recover. Waugh scored the OT goal in Game 2 of Round 1 against the Kings. Faber battling forward with Kadri, kept in by the Avalanche. Manson will backhand it down low. Kaprizov, pass up top, will slide back, and it will be an icing. Minnesota only had 4 shots in that third period. They had 13 shots in the first period. Since then, they've had 7. Unacceptable. The Avalanche have given it to them. That's a definite. You read about that, Seamoss? Yep. Face-off in the Minnesota zone is won by the Wild. Hughes. Right side then for Boldy, trying to move it through center. Natchez steals it back. Here come the Avs. Natchez to center. He fumbled the puck. Makar tried to get it. Puck kind of dribbled there and grabbed back down low by Landeskog. Gabe Landeskog fires it. Saved by Wallstead. Saved it on his own goalie. Landeskog for Cale Makar. Makar to Taze. Back over to McKinnon. The Nate Dogg, who tied the game, circles it around, pucks in the crease. Big save, backhand, denied as it went wide. I thought McKinnon had it there. Here's Manson, who dumps it down low into the Wild zone. Quinn Hughes for Faber. He'll dump this one back into the Avalanche zone. That is another icing at 18:20. Oh, no. Oh, no. Face-off coming up now in the Minnesota end. Shots are 31-20. Face-off won by the Wild. They're trying to clear to center. A lot of tired bodies out there. Colton shoots it. That one goes wide. Seems like this whole crowd's on their feet. Brock Nelson back to center. Wild will dump it down low. It's Wallstead. He'll get it back and bank it off the boards for Boldy, who will play it to center. Stolen back by Brent Burns. Burns to Kulak. Brett Kulak to O'Connor, a shot. And that one goes out of play. Finally, Minnesota can get fresh skaters out there on the ice. Faber was on the ice for essentially the entire overtime there for a brief moment. They'll get off for now. Face-off coming up in the Minnesota zone. One back by the Avs. Landeskog a shot. That one's blocked. Wild will dump it to center. Cale Makar gets it back for the Avs. Devon Taze over them for Makar. Chipped off the boards and back into the Wild zone. Middleton around the boards, kept in slightly by the Avalanche. Middleton fighting with Landeskog. Grabbed back by Ryan Hartman. Hartman across ice pass to Kaprizov. Kaprizov will dump it down low. It slides it on Wedgwood, and he makes the save and plays it away. Taze tried to play with his hand. Puck is forced back to center. Hartman drops it back for Hughes. Quinn Hughes loops it around the top. Hughes to Faber. Shoots it, and that one is blocked in front. Here come the Avs the other way. Kiviranta, the pass to McKinnon is broken up. It slides back into the Wild end. Cross-ice pass ahead for Tarasenko. He couldn't get it in time. It'll slide back into the Avalanche end. Josh Manson down low will chip it off the boards and back into the Wild zone. This will be an icing. Shots are 32-20 here in favor of the Avalanche. Again, Minnesota with just 7 shots since the beginning of the second period. Face-off coming up here now again in the Avalanche end. It is won back by Minnesota. Hunt up top. Petrie shot. And that would have been one hell of a pick if he got that on. Here come the Avs. Kiwi Ranta. Back over then to Kelly. Kelly up top. Manson down low. Drury denied. Rebound is cleared away. It's Kaprizov with speed. A 2-on-1 with Boldy. Kaprizov past to Boldy. He fanned on the puck. Couldn't get it on his stick. The Avalanche will dump it the other way. It's Natchez into the zone behind the net. Waits in front. Down low. Kulak. He scores! Series is over. Brett Kulak and the Avalanche move on. He was acquired at the trade deadline for Samuel Girard. A move that looked a little bit controversial at the time. And I'm sure they're not thinking that now. The Avalanche come from all the way back down 3-0 and have advanced to the third round. It was a phenomenal series. Both teams played really hard. What a play by Marty Natchez to get that pass to Kulak. Wallstead couldn't get over there in time. Colorado has advanced to round 2. That was a fun game. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Hell of a game from Minnesota and the Avs. I mean, Colorado, Minnesota had 13 shots in the first period and only 7 the rest of the way. The Avalanche have played phenomenal. It was a hell of a series and a hell of a run for Minnesota. Wild fans, shout out to you. Thank you all so much for tuning into the commentaries. I hope to see all you guys in later commentaries as well. But oh man, what a comeback. The Avalanche have advanced to round 3 for the first time since 2022. And an unlikely hero in Brett Kulak. Wow. All right. That will do it for me. The Avalanche have advanced to round 3, and they will look ahead over to Vegas and Anaheim for Game 6 of that series tomorrow. We could have a Western Conference Finals determined by the end of tomorrow night. We will sadly not be live for Game 5 of Montreal-Buffalo tomorrow, but we will be live for Game 6 of of Vegas and Anaheim. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up tomorrow. We will be live for Vegas and Anaheim, Game 6 tomorrow. World Championships start on Friday. Thank you all so much for tuning in. That was a fun game and a fun series. And I'm being genuine. I wish it went longer. I really enjoy watching these two teams play. I wanted a 7-game series. It went to 5. It's all good. I'm not mad that the Avalanche won. But this is a fun series to watch. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for our post-game recap, uploading on the channel of this game, and our elimination video on Minnesota, my instant thoughts. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. I will see you guys in the next stream.